Okay, go.
All right, everyone. I don't know if we're back or not, or if you guys can hear us, but we're experiencing major technical difficulties on the internet side of things. I mean, we're getting speed, but their network seems to be down. The good news that we figured out after testing, well, there's no good news. It's gonna suck probably live, but the playback is not lag. It's not filled with lag. So
There's no lag now.
Okay,
apparently.
so there's no lag.
No
now.
lag. All right, we're back.
Okay, all right. Everyone, notify everyone.
Yeah, let people know in the Discord that we moved the stream. My chair is broken. I just realized I'm slanted to the left.
How's it broken?
I don't know. It's like something's wrong with it.
Maybe it needs some screwing. Not that kind of screwing.
Okay. So, guys, good morning. Sorry about that weird little false start that we had there. Out of our control. We do apologize.
It does happen.
George, while we're still on the internet, before they take us down, give me some news.
let's just
hit the news.
Let's just start right away. Thanks everyone for your patience, by the way. I mean, these things do happen. We're going to start with one of the funniest fucking things I read yesterday, guys, and I automatically thought, well, goddamn Park X.
You sent him your memoirs?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. No, there was an armored vehicle that went to pick up cash from the TD Bank on the corner of Jean Talon and Curbs.
Okay.
On Monday night, so between Monday and Tuesday. And there was a bunch of guys that started shooting the officers.
How is this hilarious to you?
Because this shit only happens in Park X. And I'll tell you a story back when I was, it must be at least 15, 20 years ago. So they robbed the truck. They
weren't shooting at the officers, by the way. What they did was they pepper sprayed them, and then they were shooting in the air to scare them.
Okay.
I heard there were some bullets that hit the truck, but I also heard that they shot in the air. Yeah, they got pepper sprayed. They took the money and ran. They still haven't found who they are. They're looking at the video footage from the bank to see what's up. But it's just funny because it's not funny what happened. I mean, I feel very bad, and thankfully nobody was hurt. But this sort of thing, every time something like this happens, it's either in Park X or in the vicinity. Like in a radius of about maybe 5 to 10 kilometers, not even less.
Montreal's not that big of a city.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing's that far.
I remember a while back, and this, I'm not sure if this story, if it rings a bell, but it's more than that, because I was working at Future Shop back then in Marché Central, and they had found an armored truck abandoned in Marché Central back then.
I vaguely remember this, I think.
It was in Park X again. They robbed the truck, they brought it to Marché Central, and they had this forklift just rip right through the door.
I mean, not efficient, but it works.
Yeah. So there you go.
There's been a lot of like wacky movie style crime lately in the last 2 weeks. There was 2 stabbings in Côte-des-Neiges, like within 5 blocks of where I live.
Yeah. I was gonna refer to that. It's sad. It's a 16-year-old kid that died. So obviously that is sad. The saddest thing, however, in that story is that even after his death, his family has been complaining, has been reporting to the police that there's so many videos surfacing. Some other kids wearing masks. Obviously, they're not showing themselves, and they're mocking that kid online about killing him. I mean, we've reached a whole new level of stupidity in this generation, honestly.
Wow. Was that kid, so that story, I only heard part of it. Was he a student there? Or was he just there?
It's not clear yet. From what I read, it happened in front of a school, so I'm not sure what school it is in Côte-des-Neiges.
It's not called Coronation anymore. It's called Van Horn School now, I think.
Yeah, so you probably...
it's literally, it's like a 10-minute walk from my house.
Yeah.
That's where we vote.
Okay.
Not me, because I don't vote, but yeah.
So there's a bunch of individuals posting videos, and obviously they're hiding themselves, mocking that kid's death. I mean, this is
That's pretty fucked up.
I mean, I've never seen anything like this before. It's first of all, it's ridiculous and as if the family hasn't gone through enough already.
First of all, just from a logical standpoint, forget about how bad it is or unethical or just the moral questions. You want to bully a person. The person is now dead. Who you bullying? Like, who are you making fun of? The kid is dead.
Yeah, they're doubling down on, we killed you. Or first of all, we don't know if the kids...
Did they catch the suspect?
No, they haven't. And now they're investigating because they haven't only gotten videos coming from the family. They've seen other videos as well. So they're collecting all this footage and all this content that is circulating online of kids mocking this young kid's death to see if there's a link between these people
That's pretty fucked up, man. I have to say, people always talk shit about millennials, but the generation after us is not all right.
No, and again, look, we don't know the entire story. We don't know if it's gang related. We don't know if there's anything. But in any case, the point is that
I mean, it doesn't matter if the person's dead and you're online going, "Yo, I killed this bitch."
Yeah,
like that's fucked up.
Yeah. And apparently, this young kid was a rapper, so they're mocking him by playing kind of his music and kind of laughing. And
Was he a good rapper?
I don't know what it
Like-
was, but I
Not
read
to
the
speak ill of the dead, but
I read the story and I was like, what's wrong with kids today, man? Like, honestly.
the good thing here, George, is that criminals, because they're criminals, the people who did this, have become so stupid that they do the police's work for them,
Yeah.
which is great because our police, not exactly a stellar example of detective work. Do you remember Mamadou Kamara?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was this black guy. You sure it wasn't that black guy? It was a black guy. Let's just grab him, right?
Yeah.
So they're making it really easy. It's like, look, we killed this guy. Here's our video. We're so clever. We're wearing masks. It's not like you can fucking track every bit of the video. Like your iPhone, when you record, embedded in the file is your name, for fuck's sake.
Right.
The name of your phone, the serial number, a bunch of stuff that can identify your geolocation, fucking
So
everything.
let's
All
say-
the metadata is there.
So let's say, though, I get that video from someone and the police come, okay, you posted that video. Let me see the video. Even if it's not mine, they can still track it.
If you have the video on your phone, let's say you got it because someone screen recorded it and sent it to you, right?
Yeah.
Right? That person who screen recorded it, their metadata is in the screen recording that you now have.
Okay.
They can trace it back.
So even if it's
there's
on my phone.
there's always levels.
Okay.
The only way, I mean, it's complicated. If you really wanted to, you can scrub it, but like no one's doing that on TikTok and stuff. No one's scrubbing their metadata.
Right.
These kids, if they're dumb enough to be online saying, I killed this guy, they're dumb enough to not scrub their metadata. Like,
Yeah.
Very fucked up videos I've been seeing on TikTok, bro. Very fucked up shit. Like there was at some point a video of this girl. She was walking through a park, like a play area of a park, and there was blood on the play area and shit. And she's like, "Yeah, I did it." And then you look at the news, bro, and there was a crime committed there and shit. Now you don't know if this girl is just she saw the fucking article or whatever, the news, and she decided to like, oh, I'm gonna fuck around.
what point are you trying to make? That people are faking shit?
No, the people are, people are putting
Bro,
up stupid videos.
If they actually, why would you fucking go and make a video if you actually killed people?
Some people are very stupid. Like we've been through this before. It is like the thesis of my existence. Dumb people everywhere. It's fucked up. But like TikTok, the algorithm on TikTok. I was reading this article the other day. I forget from who. I can't remember. Anyways, sorry, I can't quote it.
Doesn't
Basically, the algorithm, based on how long you stay on stuff and what you even if you don't engage. Like I don't engage on TikTok. I just scroll, right? Like I don't comment. I don't like nothing. Even if you just stay longer on things, it's measuring all that. And they were saying how the algorithm is so advanced, it knows your darkest desires, things you don't know you like. So if you see weird shit on TikTok, like that, you're like, why is it showing me this? Chances are there's a part of you that's interested in this, you're just not aware of it yet. That's fucked up.
Really?
Yeah. It's really fucking crazy.
So why
predictive,
would,
right?
Why would it show me that murder thing?
You love gangster shit.
This was not a gang related.
Young girls. You love young girls from Australia.
Not that young.
Not that young?
No,
Not yet.
mid-20s.
It's predictive, remember?
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Hey. It's scary, though. But, like, there's also a whole other thing. I was reading from a medical journal. Young girls, teenage girls now, are developing at higher rates than ever tics.
Tics,
Like Tourette's.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a bunch of influencers who pretend to have Tourette's.
Nah.
And, like, they say they do, like, obviously. But, like, psychologists are like, this is not what Tourette's, how it manifests.
Yeah.
So because they watch it so often, somehow on some subconscious level, it's given them tics.
Come on.
It's crazy. I was reading, I'm like, how is this possible? It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
so
of
like
course.
the internet is a very dangerous place. Social media specifically. Also some like deep dark subreddits that I've been on. Those are scary too. But like these are kids we're talking about, right? Even in this gang thing, in this murder story, these are like prepubescent preteens or what are they?
16 years old. No.
They're 16 years old.
You're a young adult.
They're not aware of the
You
consequences.
still have like your frontal cortex is not fully developed. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
It's true though.
Yeah, at 16, George, I was a fucking retard. Bro.
At 26, you were a fucking retard.
Yeah. What has changed, bro?
No, the difference is when you're 16, it's forgivable because their brain has not developed the capacity and the ability to weigh outcomes yet. Not when you're like 25, 30, or when you're much older from experience, because experience builds these pathways in your brain, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, I'm gonna send my dick out onto the internet, right? Ha 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 ha. I mean, okay, like as an adult, I'd be like, what if someone gets that dick and does something with it? They could, ruin my life.
Yeah.
Teenagers like, dick, bro. Ha! Like, that's it. That's the extent of their brain power. It's not their fault. They're just dumb.
That's actually kind of
We
funny.
were all there.
That's actually kind of funny.
Come on, think about it. We were all there. You more recently than anyone. Him right now. Literally, he's there now. Wait, how old are you? Close enough.
18.
That's what he said.
Sometimes, and we have that discussion a lot with the guys.
The fathers.
Yeah, with the fathers. We often talk about raising our kids and stuff, and obviously social media plays a huge part of raising a child today, right? And we often think how things would have been for us had we had social media when we were in high school.
We'd all be in jail.
With
all
the stupidities that we used to do back in the day, man. Yeah. Like, thankfully,
my kids are young.
These things didn't exist.
My kids are still very young, so like I don't have to really worry about it too much yet.
Yeah.
It's coming. Like I know it's coming. But like yesterday, I picked up my daughter from school, and I don't know. My daughter has like wavy hair, like not really curly, but it's wavy, and it always looks like she just came out of a dryer. Her hair's always like wacky, right?
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah, it never looks combed. Even when we fix her hair, it's just like blah. And yesterday, her hair in the front looked straight. I guess because she was wearing her hat in the afternoon and she was sweating. And she looks so different. I was like, wow, she looks like grown up with like her hair combed.
Yeah.
And I go, how'd your hair get so straight there? You guys do something at school? Like, are your friends combing your hair? Like, what are you guys doing? She's like, I don't know, Daddy. And she looks up, she like pops up in the back from her car seat and she looks in the mirror. She's like, oh, wow, new me, Dad. I'm like, new me? Where the fuck did you learn that? Like, what is that? She's like, what do you mean? I go, where did you learn that? She goes, it's from my head. I'm like, that's not possible. So I realized that a lot of the kids in her class are engaging with social media and things they shouldn't be. And through them, it's spilling over to her because she's been saying stuff lately, stuff that I know she didn't learn at home. And she's learning from other kids, which is fine. She's going to. Excuse me. But the things they're saying, I can identify their source on the internet. Like meme jokes, and I'm like, uh-oh.
I don't think it's the kids, though. Maybe it's the kids listening to their parents, or maybe stuff coming from those kids' parents.
It's hard to repeat a meme out of context when you're 5 and you heard someone mention a meme, because you don't mention a meme unless you're Poseidon. Then you just tell people about all the memes you saw. Yeah. But this is kids interacting. Like, she asked me about TikTok. Like, when can I have TikTok?
Your daughter asked you?
I'm like, you even know what TikTok is? She goes, it's where people dance. My friends were telling me about it. I'm like, you can't have TikTok. Like, there's no fucking way you have TikTok.
When I was like
no, just fucking no.
When I was like 7,
She's 5.
when I was like 7, some kids in elementary school tricked me into thinking the word horny.
Oh, okay.
No.
Sorry. I thought you,
Into thinking
just try it, Poseidon. You'll like it. It's like food.
The word horny just meant you're like a bull. It's like a bull.
horn.
Yeah, that's so innocent,
So every
though.
time we'd play tag, I'd run around. I'm horny. I'm horny.
Is that why you still do that?
So bro, one day
That's amazing.
One day I think one of the teachers or one of the lunch monitors heard. She's like, "Don't say that."
My
That's so
when I was in primary school, I don't remember which kids it was, but a bunch of fucking assholes, like friends of mine. They convinced me. I was older, so I was like 5th grade, like 10 or 11. And
Okay, so you weren't young. It's high school.
10 or 11?
Oh, okay.
Primary school.
Okay, age. I thought you were talking about grade 10.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, age 10 or
Okay,
11.
okay,
I was
yeah.
right before I graduated primary school.
yeah.
Some kids were talking about how they had like seen a porno on like late night TV, and there was fellatio happening, right? And I was like, whoa, that can happen? Like my brain exploded, right? And they taught me that the word for that, I'm 10, right? They're like, it's called a blow drop. I'm like, a blow drop? They're like, yeah, because they drop down. I'm like, a blow drop? That makes sense. That makes sense. They drop down, they blow. Okay, my 10-year-old brain says this makes sense. So for like 2 years, in my little brain, I thought the word for a blowjob was a blow drop. And I don't remember how it came up, but I said it to a friend of mine, and my dad overheard me. He's like, what the fuck did you just say? I'm like, because like he's saying that the girl gave him a blow drop. He's like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, he's like, and my dad's not vulgar.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean a blow drop? I'm like, like a blow drop, and I'm getting embarrassed, right? He's like, I don't think you're saying that right. So like my dad's like, I don't know. I'm 10. So
he's
he's like 40. My dad's not Greeky at all. He's not like that. Super like Canadian. And he's like, it's not called that, but he couldn't tell me the word because he didn't want me to know it.
Obviously.
But he also didn't want me to look like an idiot. He's like, look, they lied to you. Just ask around.
Ask around.
Go ask your uncle.
Yeah, do some investigative
But like for 2 years, I was walking around going, blow drops. Okay. Yeah, it's cool, bro. But even, remember that song, I'm horny, 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 horny? Yeah. I'm horny.
No, I don't know it actually. Sorry.
It was like, you're too young. So it was like, I remember.
Is that the one it just kept repeating? I'm horny, 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 horny tonight.
Okay, so we used to sing it because it was on the radio. But my sister, who's younger than me, 3.5 years or whatever, my mother would be like, it means they have horns. And my sister would go, I'm horny. I knew that's not what it meant because I was a bit older. And I was like, I guess this is okay. So like these things, looking back on them at the time, they seemed really like, these were big issues. Like my son doesn't know what a blowjob is. My daughter's singing that she's horny with horns on her head. Poseidon's chasing other kids, going, "I'm horny." Like I wish these were the
level.
Like, I know you still do.
Like the level.
He chases kids screaming, "I'm horny."
The level of what was considered embarrassing or extreme has gone from that to like fucking.
But that was just embarrassing. Yeah. Now it's dangerous.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you have 14-year-old girls who are like, they're engaging, they're hitting on like 30-year-old men on the internet.
Yeah, that's fucked.
So they can get them onto their OnlyFans. So you have underage girls on OnlyFans.
Holy shit.
Like these things are happening.
Nah. No, that's impossible. They can't.
It's not impossible.
Why is it impossible?
They have a triage thing going on.
Yeah.
They gotta send in proof, ID, all that shit.
Look into
and what
it.
is it so difficult to send ID in, man?
I mean,
It's
if they make
do.
a fake ID, that's not on. That's fucked,
Dude,
bro.
they scan their mom's ID
What
card.
about if someone has an OnlyFans and they have people who participate in those videos? Do they need ID? No, they don't. Yeah.
That's why OnlyFans probably wanted to get rid of.
I don't know what the fuck that was about. That was a whole.
Did that happen finally?
No,
or
they
they went back to it, eh?
But that would make sense that they'd want to. Maybe they saw like, fuck, how do we get rid of this shit?
Dude, when I was 14, 14-year-old girls weren't even sexually aware yet. I mean, some of them. I mean, we had one girl.
No, very rare. It was the ones that were already
developed.
Yeah.
Like I remember being in the 7th grade and like in the whole grade, like one girl had boobs.
Like
and we were like, "Yo, she got boobies."
Well, I remember
we were tripping.
I remember in high school there was this Española, bro, that was fully developed, bro, massive tits, ass, everything, tall.
You know, you're referring to an underage girl right now, right? Like you're an adult man now.
No, when I was a kid,
He's putting himself though in context. Though.
Yeah,
I think that's
is
fine.
that okay? Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah, okay. It just creeped me out for a second.
But now
like,
she's
bro,
my age, so I could still say that.
How is she now? Is she a good-looking girl?
Oh no, she got pregnant very fast.
I mean, pregnant doesn't make you ugly.
But she's now ugly. Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Some news that came yesterday, which is actually very interesting. And because we covered this quite extensively about the unmarked graves out west and in the Maritimes, there is
the ones that gave us the day off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was like, what?
So this refers to the Royal Victoria, the old Royal Vic Hospital.
Yeah, they're going to make it a Saint-Itinéraire or something.
On Pine Avenue. So McGill has plans to kind of redevelop it. But there are some Aboriginal, there's some Mohawk, some members of the Mohawk community that want to put a stop to the plans because they are, they're convinced that there may be unmarked graves
under the Royal Vic?
Under the Royal Vic or within the vicinity. I don't know where, up somewhere in the mountain or whatever.
Really? But it's all rocks up there. It's not like soil. It's rocky, that part of the mountain.
I don't know. Maybe it isn't. Maybe there is. Because
put a hold on that for a second. We got a super chat Poseidon.
Oh, yeah. I was, because I didn't want to break your train of thought.
It's okay, because it's like...
so Jorge Rosales goes, so Pantelis couldn't get an OnlyFans, but minors can. Pedophiles run the world, I guess.
I'm giving you a little break because you're like chasing your own headline.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jorge. You are right. I got nothing. But yeah, it's true. Like they won't let Padilla on OnlyFans for a very simple reason. He's guilty by affiliation.
They were jealous of his legs.
He does have skinny girl legs. That's true. Maybe they thought his legs were underage.
Who's this?
Padilla.
Padilla has skinny legs?
Oh, the skinniest. Did you not watch the live morning show where he fucking bared his leg?
Oh yeah, it was after you left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got all
after
fucking.
You leave, bro, it gets wild.
Fucking shins came out, bro. It was milky white.
He took out his pants. What did he do?
Oh fuck, bro! This
just
is
rolled
the
it
thing.
up, bro.
This
the thing.
But hold on, bro. This came out last May.
What?
May that just passed.
What are you talking about?
Tell us
the
OnlyFans thing. Underage women.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I mean, I never read anything about it. I just know it's a thing that's happening.
Well,
I just know that's how humans work. George,
yeah,
the Royal Victoria has
there's this older lady that was interviewed. She's 80 years old. Her name is Lana Ponting. She says that
that's a funny name.
Yeah, back in the late 50s, she was subjected to a bunch of psychological stuff in some institute that used to be there, and she referred to people going in there and never being seen again. So she's convinced that perhaps maybe there are some unmarked graves around the Royal Victoria Hospital, and she's asking the government to intervene and to stop all development projects. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right? I mean, it's one thing. It's one thing to be reading these stories across the country and think that shit, that's crazy. I mean,
what did you really think? Was there a part of you that believed that this didn't happen here?
No, of course. But I mean, it's completely different when it's like in your backyard, right? I mean, when this.
No, it feels the same to me. I mean, this is not something.
I mean,
now it's in the.
I mean, the reality just hits you much more in the face when it's happening, like. Right here.
I mean, the second it happened inside Canada, I was like, yo, this is going to get worse.
Of course.
Like, people are like, more and more is going to come out. Like, they did some heinous shit. Some really fucking heinous shit. So, I don't know. The Royal Vic, though, Is the Royal Vic that old? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a creepy fucking hospital. I can easily see sketchy shit happening in there.
It's an incredibly scary place. And I remember my sister.
Now it's a homeless place, right?
Like they keep in the beginning. Remember when we had that huge wave of refugees coming in, they were using
housing them there. Yeah,
they were using that to house them. But my sister gave birth, I think, to her second kid over there, and that was right before they made the transfer to the Glen.
To the Glen, yeah.
So everything was very shady. Like there were sections that obviously had already moved, so they were all dark. And we went to see her, and I was like, how are they even practicing medicine here? It looked like a haunted house, honestly.
I'm thinking of the Royal Vic. Where was the neuro? That's the Royal Vic, huh?
Yeah, just up the...
Yeah, that is a sketchy fucking hospital. Yeah, I remember going to visit someone there, and I was like, what? This is where you come to die. Like, this place is haunted.
Like the emergency room, remember you had to go up the hill?
Yeah, I remember going to the cafeteria, and half of it was, like, shut down because they were transferring. And, like, at one point, I'm in a corridor, like, 4 stories up, but I was outside. Like the walls were gone because they had there was a damage or something. Right. So I just I had like a little guardrail. I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, there's the psych ward like 2 doors from here. Like this should not be a place where you can jump, and it's a fucking jump. Like you're on the hill and you're 3 stories up.
We have very creepy hospitals, man. I got to be honest with you.
Sacré-Cœur is the creepiest hospital.
Even the Montreal General is pretty creepy.
Montreal General's okay now. They fixed it a lot, yeah.
It's been a while that I haven't been there. But
the Jewish has a creepy wing where the part that connects to the old nun house.
Yeah, but they're fixing that. I love the Jewish, man. The Jewish, first of all, you can eat off the floors, man. It looks like you're in some...
I wouldn't do it, but sure.
No.
My kids were born there. I was born there.
I love the Jewish, man. I don't care where I am.
Doctors and dentists. That's all I do, bro. Jews. If you're not Jewish, get out. Don't touch me. I don't trust them. No Greek doctors.
So there you have it for the Royal Vic. It'll be interesting to see how this story develops. I'm curious to see if with the wave of all this.
Can I give you a spoiler?
Yeah,
they're probably gonna find a bunch of bodies.
Yeah,
like someone in the chat wrote just 3D X-ray scan the whole mountain.
Is that how they do it though?
I'm not sure. Like ground penetrating radar. Like I mean, if they can do it on fucking Oak Island, then we can do it here. This seems more important.
But isn't that what they did out west? Though I can't remember which province.
Yeah,
that's how they.
Radar, yeah.
But it took a while. They've been working on that for months, though. I think
it's not as simple as people think. Like you just X-ray and you can see everything. Like there's minerals in the ground. There's iron. There's ferrous materials. It interferes. Also, it's super expensive. What?
Yeah, you have to identify everything.
Yeah, it's a fucking undertaking. I just don't understand. Like there's no soft soil around the Vic. It's literally on a cliff. And then if you keep going up the mountain, you're in the cemetery. There's a genius place to hide bodies. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying you hide bodies in a cemetery. Like it's hard to find them.
Yeah.
I watch enough procedurals to know that's how it works.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Oh, God. So why did you, Mr. Poseidon, why did you hide the bodies? Well, we're on an episode of The Morning Show, and Phil suggested. Phil, which Phil?
Phil who? Phil who?
Aiding and abetting the fat man. Yeah. All right, this is very sad. Though,
I had to bring it up because I mean, it's creepy to think. Obviously, I mean, but I think with all the wave of this sort of news coming out in the last year, it's. I mean, it would be unlikely that they wouldn't take this seriously. I think.
Montreal is a special place though in all of Canada. We tend to fucking. You wiggle away from things.
Speaking of this situation that references to members of the Mohawk community, there's
Are Mohawk and Mohican the same thing?
I don't know.
I'm just curious. No, do you know? You have no idea?
I don't know.
Okay.
No
wonder he didn't get elected.
So in reference to all this, there's news, and obviously, I mean, the hockey started, right? So it's hockey season, and when hockey season starts, I mean, the media jumps on that because it's a religion over here. We're 3 games into the season? 4? Do you follow hockey? 3 games. I think there's 3 games that have been official that we've officially started the season. Whatever.
Go.
So they start the season, and the announcer comes out and says, now they have this sentence that they say everywhere that, let me remind you that we're on unceded ground, native.
I was not aware of this.
Everyone says it. Every politician, all these announcements that happen, and I've seen it happen many times.
What's the sentence?
Basically, before doing whatever they have to say, or an announcement, or whatever it is, and it happens very often with politicians. Whenever they're outside, they always say, I'd like to mention that we are on unceded native grounds, and so they always make reference to the fact that we're on unceded native grounds.
Really?
Yeah. So the Habs decided, you know what? Every time we start the games, when the announcer comes out and says, "Oh, mais voici les Canadiens," or whatever he says, that he's going to say a little sentence to mark the importance
of the terrible genocide that was committed.
Yeah, I mean, it's also part of raising awareness about this dark history that we have here in Canada.
Okay.
And he starts saying that we're on unceded Mohawk grounds. And that has stirred a huge issue because historically we've been taught that Montreal belonged to the Algonquin tribes.
How did it belong to the Iroquois?
Interesting. I don't know. I thought it was forever.
Because I remember the story that I remember from history is that when they first arrived in Montreal, there was, I believe, an Iroquois encampment where Hochelaga Maisonneuve is out there. Mm-hmm. But when they came back, they were all gone. Like there's one of those mysteries of the early founding of the city. Like maybe a disease wiped them out, or not like Croatoan style, like it wasn't that intense. Maybe it is Mohawk. I mean, they're Mohawk. Their land is very close to the island, like, so it's possible that they were here too, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think it was Algonquin.
I don't know. You want to check that out?
You checking?
I'm trying to find a map, but they're all fucking tiny.
Like I know that Iroquois, Algonquin, Ojibwe, and Mohawk all are in this area, right?
Montreal,
they're around here. Now, where their land was, I don't know.
Because the issue from what I've read is that there's a lot of historians that are putting a lot of doubt in whether Mohawks were in Montreal when it was colonized in the 17th century.
Okay. What does that have to do with anything? And why did he choose Mohawk instead of
I don't know.
indigenous?
That's the whole controversy in this whole thing, right?
Who is this guy?
This is the announcer of the Habs.
Doesn't he have a script?
Yeah.
Who wrote the script?
Well, that's the whole question. Like,
Maybe it was
why
a Mohawk guy.
No, we're like, why would you guys do this? And they said, well, look, we consulted it's called Le Centre d'Amitié Autochtone de Val d'Or. So the center of whatever, the Native Friends Center in Val d'Or, the Friendship Center, whatever.
Yeah.
And they so apparently they consulted and they were told that I mean it's Mohawk, right? Mm-hmm. So, but again, why would you go specific and not go broad like everyone else does? We're on unceded native grounds. So that has spurred all this controversy. It's bringing back up this whole issue. So this is exactly
Hold on, I found some information.
Yeah.
So it was according to McGill, this is the Indigenous Initiative from McGill, where they refer to Montreal by its indigenous name, which I don't know how to read a colon in a word. How do you read that?
Teotihuacan. Okay.
Teotihuacan. Anyways, that's what they called the island before. He says the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinabeg peoples have long ties to what is known as the island of Montreal. Kawenote Teonatiacon is a documented... Honestly, their language blows my mind. Like, how can you have this many starts and stops in a word?
Okay.
Anyway, so here we go. The Kanyahanaka Nation is a founding nation of the Haudenosaunee, sorry guys, people of the Longhouse Iroquois Confederacy. So they're Iroquois.
Because look, the exact.
But this is one source. I don't know.
Look, the exact script the guy read was "Les Canadiens de Montréal souhaitent reconnaître les Kanien'kehá:ka."
That's the Iroquois. That's the same thing.
Non,
that's what I just read.
Également connu comme la nation Mohawk pour leur hospitalité sur le territoire traditionnel et non cédé.
Is Iroquois and Mohawk like an interchangeable term, like from French to English, or they're two different tribes?
I thought it was two different things.
Do we not have a single indigenous Canadian in the chat?
Anyone knowledgeable on Native history here? So that's what he said, because you mentioned that Kanyen Kehaka.
It sounds like Kamehameha.
Kanyen Kehaka.
I can't read it. I don't know.
Because he says, they were also known as the Mohawk Nation. So, and you're saying that it refers to Iroquois.
Yeah. The Longhouse Iroquois. Hurons Confederation were a war against Iroquois. That I always call a racist for my ignorance on not knowing. I'm just reading from the chat. The name of the tribes. It's horrible how people classify you so easily for the most innocent things. Okay, that's your own thing, Sepak. You deal with that. You work on yourself. No one thinks you're racist because you don't know them. There's a lot of them. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of Europeans who don't know all the countries in Europe. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Mohawk equals Iroquois.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Oh, well.
So then,
but what is fucking, how does Olga know that? There we go. Our researcher checked it out. We have an intern.
I don't understand, man. Dude, you've been looking at this for 5 minutes. You ever found anything?
Every map I find, it's all too fucking blurry. What did you find, sorry?
Oh, man.
I'm trying to find the map.
So what does it say?
I'm the map. Yeah. Oh, I just popped my shoulder.
Mohawk people. The Mohawk people are the most easterly section of the...
Yeah.
Okay, so they're Iroquois. Okay, Mohawk and Iroquois are the same thing. They are an Iroquois-speaking indigenous people of North America.
So Iroquois is their language. Interesting.
Okay.
Because they have like linguistic groups, like how they're broken down, and then they go into their lines, their allegiances, and their Like any.
So
that was confusing as fuck.
Check Algonquin.
They're different. I'm pretty sure.
But the argument now is that Montreal historically, the Algonquin native community was in Montreal at the time when it was colonized, and not the Mohawks.
I always thought they were further down in the Champlain Valley.
I don't know, but again, my native history is really horrible, and I do apologize for that for anyone listening.
Don't apologize. Blame the government. That's all they taught us.
So, but I mean, from what I read, that seems to be the issue, that they shouldn't have mentioned the Mohawk community because historically it should belong to the Algonquin.
I'm looking at their distribution here. They're definitely around here. Let's look at this map here. Okay, so that's the Great Lakes. Montreal seems to fall on the line between... No, Montreal's not on this map. It's showing mostly Ontario. I don't know. Communities. Economy. Settlement in Quebec. Near Oka. Many Christian Algonquins began to settle the summer of Kanesatake. Near Oka, the Mohawk Nation was considered one of the 7 nations of Canada. Algonquin warriors continued to fight in the... So, are the Mohawk Algonquins? This is very confusing, guys. I'm not even going to pretend. I need to... I don't know.
I remember in history class, I was very confused also about the
like it's hard to know where, like, who belongs to which groups and which groups are specific ethnonyms and which ones are exonyms, like names that we gave them, like Europeans. So I don't know, but that seems like... Considering how confused we just got, I think this random thing can be addressed and said, like, look, we got confused. Clearly, there's room to learn more about the Indigenous Canadians. Like, I don't know if it's a controversy, but if it's wrong and the Indigenous communities came out and said, hey, it's not Mohawk land, like, we're all here, then they should fucking change it. That's it. That seems simple.
Okay, so Algonquin aren't Mohawk.
They're not.
No.
They're Iroquois. No, the Mohawk are Iroquois.
The Mohawk are Iroquois from what we established
on our hardcore research.
Yeah. Most Algonquins live in Quebec. Okay. Sorry, guys, we're taking a little pause here. I'm just reading.
Do we need to be reading this? No, we should just move on.
I may have found something interesting.
Let's just move on to something else. Like, we're breaking the flow of the show because we basically don't know anything about who was living here before us.
Never mind. I just found a map where it has all the where it had all just the names. Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, we're Iroquois.
Who's Iroquois?
Well, now we are.
He said we're Iroquois.
It's Iroquois land.
This is Iroquois land.
Algonquin was all around. It went all the way until the west of Canada, went down to the United States.
Yeah, because like all the places called Algonquin. They're mostly in Vermont. There's a lot of them. Right. So I figured they named it for something.
Anyways, I don't know. I mean, there seems to be a controversy over there, and
so what's happening? People are pissed off.
Well, the Canadians are in hot water. It appears, and they came out with a press release saying that they're going to reevaluate what they were told, and they're going to study the question more.
Okay.
But this has spurred a lot of debate also in Quebec City, where you have the leaders of all the parties that came out to comment on that. Most of them were against the Canadians, which is why I think that the controversy is much bigger than we thought. Even though a lot of them welcomed the move from the Canadians to actually
address it,
address the fact, it seems to be pretty standard now that everyone is referring, to that opening line that we're on unceded native grounds. But so the controversy still remains. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know if it was a mistake from the Habs to do it. I mean, even now, we seem to be very confused. So I'm not sure exactly how historians are debating this issue here in Quebec. There you have it.
Interesting. They're not wrong. It is Mohawk land. The Mohawks. Okay, the Mohawk were among the 4 Iroquois people that allied with the British during the American Revolution. So the Mohawk were Iroquois.
We established, bro, that the Mohawk are Iroquois.
Also, by the way,
we want to know when it was colonized in the 17th century. Who did they see when they arrived? Was it the Algonquin nation?
The island of Montreal's name, the one I read before, the Tiaquetsionwetsanare, it means broken in two because the island is broken. It's referring to the island. That's what it was called, right? It's in the language, that word you said before, Kanyenkeha, or I can't pronounce it. That's the name of the Iroquois language of the Mohawk Nation.
Yeah.
So it's very confusing. But there's also another name from another language, which is from the Ojibwe, which are an Algonquin-speaking tribe. So it seems like, okay, this is my understanding, that Iroquois and Algonquin, for the sake of this conversation anyways, those are the family names of their language. Linguistically, that's how they're named, right? But they each have their own names and subgroupings. And it seems like both of them had, the Iroquois and the Algonquin, both had, in their native languages, names for the island. Right. So it seems like this is not a new issue.
No, exactly.
It seems like maybe they were at each other then.
No, but this is why it's controversial, because, if this is a subject of debate within the historians, the native historians,
then obviously it's going to be a point of contention now.
Exactly. Okay. So why would the Habs actually do that instead of just coming out broad?
Land?
Yeah, exactly. Which is what everyone says, actually. So anyway, they took a stand apparently with all the comments and
who took a stand? The Habs?
Yeah, by saying that it's.
Oh, I thought you meant after the fact.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So we'll see how they reevaluate and exactly how they correct this. Correct it. There's really no way to correct it. If it's been decades now that this debate has been ongoing.
You can always correct stuff, like if it's wrong, but we don't really know, it seems.
Oh, no. They're probably going to come back to like a basic.
The people who came before us.
Like a broader use of.
Apparently, Montreal used to be a meeting spot for all the Quebec nations to exchange goods.
So it doesn't belong to any of them.
It was kind of like the
neutral grounds.
Yeah, kind of like that. Doesn't belong to
anyone.
That's
cool.
It's difficult to believe, though.
Difficult to believe. Yeah. Like, why would you cross a raging rapid to go and trade when you can just do it on the mainland?
No, I don't.
Before the bridges, it was hard to get here. It was annoying. The Lachine Rapids.
They had their boats.
Of course, they had boats. They're not stupid.
Okay.
But if you could just walk 20 kilometers to meet your neighboring tribe, why would the two of you get on fucking boats, get into raging rapids?
There was an intersecting point.
That's not what I meant by neutral ground. What I'm saying is the natives that lived on the island, it was known as like that neutral hub. And then people went there.
Maybe.
It was kind of
who were those natives who lived on the island?
But hold on, because question for you. How would another native that would communicate with another native, bro, let's meet over there? So they all just knew, okay, I'm going to go to Montreal. I don't know what they called it at the fucking time. You know what I mean? It was an island. They're like, okay, it's a fucking island.
Easy to find. We know where it is.
We know where it is.
Meet you at the big point in the middle. They were. Yeah, but so were the Algonquin, though. They both were. That's the problem.
Yeah, but it was the
We're
Mohawk.
not trying to solve who was here first. I actually,
I don't think we are.
to
I mean,
be
it's been
completely
an
honest,
issue.
I actually don't care at all.
Well, it's not that we don't care. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's part of our history here, but
It is, but it doesn't change the fact that the Montreal Canadiens made some kind of weird
Why are we
decision.
even arguing about this?
We're not. We're just trying to understand.
It was
It's
just
confusing.
a hot topic in the news that the Montreal Canadiens took a stand to declare that we're on Mohawk grounds, when in reality, for the longest period now, we've known that it's an issue of controversy between Mohawk and Algonquin, apparently. So we don't know. So there you have it. I just wanted to mention that that's what happened.
So
with the
this
Canadiens
happened.
games.
This took up way too much fucking time.
Yeah.
If the people whose job it is to know these things aren't sure, then it's not the Habs as an organization's place to decide that this was Mohawk land. Like, what are you trying to do, Habs? You're trying to start a fucking civil war.
And even less our space to actually talk about it.
I mean, we're allowed to. No, fuck that. We're allowed to talk
I'm
about
gonna
it.
tell
We're not
you-
making
I'm
any grandiose
yeah,
statements.
yeah.
We're trying to understand.
I'm gonna tell you why that's stupid also, because like, look,
What's stupid?
I'm all for like rights of the natives and taking care of them,
That shit, right?
but like they're wrong because it's Canadian soil.
It is now.
You know what I mean? Like look at Constantinople, bro.
But what do you mean it's Canadian soil?
He's
like, what
playing
there's-
that line. He's towing that line that, okay, this happened, but get over it. It's Canada now.
No.
It's Canada now.
No.
Yeah, that's the wrong thing to think. But
No,
what
that's
we're
not
trying
what
to say.
But I
That's not
understand. Look. I think I know what he's trying to say. And there's a part of me that sometimes it crosses my mind. I'm just like, look, man, everybody's land is someone else's land. Everybody's.
Exactly.
The only real difference is there was like a government. It's the same government that we have today that did these things. Like it's a linear continuation of that government. But like, yeah, you go anywhere in Europe, they're like, it's unceded land, all of it. I mean, not all of it, most of it. Somebody died for someone else to go live there. So it's an interesting like moral and ethical conversation to be had. Although it's been oversimplified by the producer himself.
Yes.
Why is what happened to them worse? I mean, there are obvious answers to that, right? It was a fucking genocide.
Look,
Right.
what happened is terrible, 100%.
100%.
But there's no civilization on the planet that has existed without conquest and murder and any of that shit. Now, what we can do now, instead of going
Yeah, but
in
hold on. The
past-
difference now is though that happened to everyone and it happened to them and it happened worse to them. But the government continued to fucking squish them after Canada was founded.
Right.
That's the
Exactly.
real issue.
Exactly.
That people showed up and killed them because they were technologically superior. I mean, it sucks, but it literally happens
And
everywhere.
considering
And it shouldn't happen anymore. We shouldn't do it anymore. It's super bad. Obviously, it's a terrible thing to do to each other. But like, it happened everywhere. I mean, in Polynesia, they used to do it to each other. They would just show up on an island and wipe the fucking island out. They were natives too. Like this idea that somehow those of us who came from Europe are worse, like they're better than us, like that mindset, that is weird. We're all just people fucking killing each other and fucking.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple when it comes down to it.
And considering that their population is only a couple 100,000, bro, like let's take care of them. No,
okay.
not like
I was like, holy shit.
no, like let's take
He's
care.
calling
let's
for
give them-
genocide.
Let's give them fucking.
Bro, there's only
drinking water.
100,000 of them, bro. Let's finish what we started.
No, that's not what I meant.
Jesus Christ,
you
Poseidon, you scared
bastard.
me for a second.
No. Like, let's take care of them in the sense, like, let's get them fucking drinking water. You know what I mean?
Yes, let's fucking
Like-
get them drinking
like-
water. Absolutely.
Like what they're doing on media and that's all bullshit.
I think the reserves should be turned into massive cities, like new cities for them. Let them have let's help them. Let's build them fucking cities, and then they can get hockey teams, and we can have like.
In the States,
Fun.
in the States, they have more freedom. I think, like like some of them are very wealthy because of.
I think they have more land in the States.
Yeah.
Like
something
it's sequestered differently. Here they got the shittiest land for the most part. Not all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Mohawk and you live on Kanawake, it's pretty good land. It's near the border. It's near Montreal. It's near metropolitan hubs. It's near the ports. It's a good location that you hung on to. But it's gone to shit because no services go to it.
George looks disappointed. What's wrong?
No, nothing. I'm just listening to what you guys are saying.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, George is towing the Wilk line. He's scared to say what he thinks.
No, I mean,
I think.
Look, I'm admitting that I know very little of this history, and I mean, maybe we do have a responsibility to get more informed and to be better educated.
I can agree with that.
So yeah, I mean, I don't have much to add, and I don't know. I mean, I'll be frank about it and come on and say I really don't know, and I don't remember my history course from grade 3 or grade 4 elementary. Because that's pretty much the only time I remember.
We're talking about to graduate high school, you need to do that whole fucking Canadian history class, those 2 years. You have to. You can't graduate
Yeah,
without
but
it.
what portion of native history?
A huge chunk of it was native history for me, anyways.
I don't remember that.
And it was fucking hard because it's literally a language that makes no sense. So it's hard to remember things.
I don't remember any of that.
For years, all I could remember was Ojibwe because it's fun to say.
Ojibwe?
The Ojibwe.
Don't remember.
In French, it's Ojibwe. It sounds like Creole to me. In English, it's the Ojibwe. They're one of the Algonquin tribes.
Yeah, I don't remember anything.
I only remember it because it's cool to say it. I knew someone who was
and this
Ojibwe.
was mandatory Sec 5?
MEQ.
Really?
Yeah, man. Sec 5 history.
Yeah, we studied. We learned all about the way. Oh, sorry.
The
way of
longhouses, like
Yeah.
that awesome longhouse joke I made 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago
yeah,
that only Poseidon got. Yeah.
Mind you, I went to another high school where we were based with. It's more of a.
You went to a colonizer's school.
Yeah.
A French, like from France school, where they're like, we came here and we made it better for them.
Like I remember studying.
We brought them smallpox and baguette.
Like I remember studying like the French
Cheese and
Revolution. Like we were studying the French Revolution and the Russian Revolution. Like I remember,
did not study the French Revolution
Really?
at all.
That's what I remember
like we
studying.
touched it for a second.
Maybe that's the difference.
Actually,
man.
I remember in history class being dominated by how
Wait, the chubby girls?
after the French lost the war to the English and how
War of 1812?
and how the loyalists tried to eradicate Quebecois people, but the Quebecois.
I mean,
people
yeah,
were
the
strong.
Quebecois history that you learn that's
So-
mandated by the government is very like victimized. Like the Quebecois
yeah.
people were victims.
Well, they're not wrong.
They're not. No,
Like,
but
I remember doing that kind of history and maybe Sec 1, 2.
you
somewhere
did
there?
the lycée program. You did a completely different program.
Yeah, and then it was all European history, and we did
We
all
did European
that
history
kind
in
of stuff.
Sec 2, in Sec 2, where we learned like ancient history, like
The
Cradle of
classical,
classics,
the
like Cradle of
classics, yeah.
Civilization and that stuff, Mesopotamia.
Ancient Greece, Rome.
Like, and most of the kids in my class had no base in that at all. They had no idea about it. But because I went to Greek school,
Yeah.
like that's all I did for 5 years.
Yeah.
So like I had a head start. So I was like, this is boring.
Yeah,
and then Canadian history, which we didn't do in primary school, very little bit we did.
I think we did that
Basic
in Sec
stuff.
3.
I think it's Sec
if I
4. George is
remember.
right in the chat. It's Sec 4 that they do it. George, did you go to Collège Français? No, he did not.
No,
he's
I
not a
didn't.
simpleton.
No.
He's not a proletariat. He's a one percenter.
So yeah, I think we did Canadian history in Sec 2 or 3, and then after that it was just like European stuff. And we started from like the classical
There's
period,
very little
all
Euro-
the way to the revolutions,
I did
First
an
and Second
English
World
immersion
War,
program,
and
right?
that kind of stuff.
I went to a public, English Montreal School Board high school. We barely did any European history, like past the classical, like 4th century Rome. Like after
wow.
the 3rd century crisis of the Roman Empire, like that's about all we
Really?
did. We touched it a bit, but there was not like Russian Revolution. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody
Yeah,
taught me
man.
about the Russian
Fuck
Revolution.
yeah, I remember that.
I learned about that on my own.
Sec 1, World War 1 and World War 2. You guys didn't study those?
Yeah, those we did. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I love-
contemporary history.
I love,
But
World
not
War
like
II.
in depth and detail. Like there was a war, we did some bad shit. Nazis were bad. Like it was not detailed. But we did do like French Revolution. You have to do a bit in school. You have to. Otherwise, nothing that happens after makes sense.
Right.
Literally, it's like the world changed. You're like,
Yeah.
what? Did I miss a piece here?
It's a marking event.
It's
yeah.
a huge black swan event in
But,
the history of the world.
One thing they don't touch in school for World War II is that how brutal Canadian soldiers were actually on the battlefield. I didn't find out until adulthood. I'm surprised they don't teach this in schools.
I stopped listening because I was reading a comment. What did you say?
So they teach us World War II in school.
Yeah.
But they never taught us that of the role Canada played in the wars.
Oh no, we did that, man. Yeah.
They didn't cover that with us for some
Really?
reason.
Vimy Ridge, man. That's the birth of a nation as far as Canada's concerned.
Normandy.
Normandy, we didn't do much on Normandy.
Normandy.
We were there,
I
but
later,
whatever.
I later found out, through my own research and shit, that fucking Canadian troops were badasses on the
Yeah,
battlefield.
but they were not Canadian troops. That's the thing.
What do you mean?
They were British troops. We were in Canada.
Well, yeah.
When was Canada officially Canada?
In
in the 70s?
Well, officially with its own constitution, 81.
81. Fuck, 81.
Yeah, but they were Canadian troops, man. It was
Yeah,
just called
I
the
know,
Royal
but-
Canadian, or whatever it was called. I mean, it's still called that, I think.
It is, yeah. It's crazy that we only became a fucking country with a constitution in 81.
Yeah, well.
It's pretty crazy. I read something that, who was it? Where'd it go? Charles Brodeur said, he says, it's okay to say the natives did suffer, but not the French Canadian. Nobody said that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the natives don't have an institution. They don't control a government. They can't teach things
Look,
right?
life is all about-
on a grand scale, and they can't indoctrinate. So when you're talking about the history of Lower Canada, yeah, there was a fucking lot of suffering on the part of from the British to the French, right? Bad things happened.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, the idea, like everyone wants to be victimized. Like I don't understand. Like I mean, Greeks are guilty of this too. Like I remember the way we were taught Greek history. Like and all Balkan nations learn. It's very simple. We were here first. This is Balkan history 101. Whatever country you want to be, Albania, Bosnia, Greece. This is how it's taught. We were here first. We were the best. We were fucking awesome. But then the big bad someone, normally the Turk, came and he did bad things to us. Yeah. And then our neighbors turned on us. We're the hero. We're the hero waiting in the wings to come again.
It's interesting how
all Balkan history is like
it's interesting how history works, right? I mean, depending on what side you're in, the history you're reading is just completely different.
Nonsense
from the other side. It's just fucked up.
Yeah. Well, look at Greeks. There was a lot of suffering in Greek history too.
There was a lot of suffering in everybody's history.
There's a lot of suffering in every nation. I mean, we just finished saying that pretty much the entire world it was subjected to colonialism.
Don't believe Olga. She's Serbian. She has her own fucking mandate and her own stories.
By the way, I have a theory as to why Britain was able to conquer everyone so easily.
Technology and money?
That too. But also, geographically, where they're placed.
Nobody can go for them. Nobody can come at them.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And why would you want to? It sucks up there.
You know how I realized that? I was playing Total War Rome 2, and then I'm like, let me pick Britain. I picked Britain, bro. You don't understand, bro. It's like I'm stroking and I'm destroying everyone.
Yeah, because you're protected by like rapid currents. Nobody can cross. It's cold. Nobody wants to be there. You have no soil to fucking.
And what's crazy is,
well, mind you, it's very close to France. You can probably attack it from across.
No.
Those fucking Gauls, they couldn't get across the water.
Because what would happen is, let's say I could chill
monkeys.
on the islands. I could chill on the islands, and when every time they had to cross, my enemies, they get something called attrition.
Okay.
Meaning they lose troops every time.
Yeah.
So by the time
attrition,
that's what attrition means.
By the time they get to my cities, they've already lost a quarter of their troops.
Right. I mean, that's how Rome did it too. Once Hannibal crossed the Alps, like he was destroyed, right?
Yeah. So they would try to attack
that
me.
makes sense everywhere, though. It's not just England, like the UK up there. It makes sense in a lot of places. The Scandinavian countries have that kind of geographic advantage. Parts of mainland Europe have it too.
Yeah.
They're mountainous. Like there's a reason. Like when you visit Greece, most of the cities that are coastal are new. Nobody's fucking living near the coast where pirates can pull up and fuck you while you're sleeping. You live in the mountain.
And even the coastal villages were very, very they were usually built on the side of cliffs.
Yeah. Because you can defend They defamed it. You defamed it really. It's easier to defend a higher position. I've seen Star Wars. I have the high ground, Anakin.
But yeah, it's crazy. I realized that. I was like, motherfuckers, no wonder.
I mean, look, geography is 90% of how good your civilization is going to be. 90%. Like,
and also
you can put the laziest people in the best fucking place and they'll be like, yeah, let's do stuff.
You're in a corner, so all your enemies are in one direction.
Unless those fucking Danes come from Greenland for you, those Vikings. They'll fuck you up.
All right, let's talk a little bit about municipal stuff, even though I don't feel like it.
I don't want to.
But just because a couple weeks ago, he's here. Let's rotate.
Sent the fill on it.
The man is in.
The fill.
We had to rotate.
You're on the wrong camera, Malaga. It was the middle cam this whole time. Do it again.
So yeah, let's.
That's
This microphone smells good. Who was talking on this?
Nobody.
I farted on it. I farted on
It's
it.
rare that that's used.
Really?
Yeah.
Must be me from last time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's you. You were the guy.
Yeah.
That's your smell.
That's my smell.
Yeah.
Did you disinfect it or something?
I disinfect them all the time.
Yeah, after and before every show.
Yeah, it smells good. Okay, anyway. We'll talk about municipal stuff just because a couple weeks ago we spoke about how the two smaller parties, Balarama, Homelessness, and
your arch rival, yeah.
My arch rival. So Balarama and Marc-Antoine Desjardins, who was he had a party called Ralliement pour Montréal. So they had merged. I don't know if you guys remember. In order to get all their vote in kind of in one basket.
They try to actually win.
They won't. So that marriage only lasted for about 3 weeks because the leader of Ralliement pour Montréal, his name is Marc-Antoine Desjardins, he said, this doesn't make sense. I thought we would get along on some sort of platform or future policy in case some of our people get elected, and it doesn't work. And one of the main points of disagreement is the fact that Balarama is still insistent on on calling on a referendum in Montreal to decide on whether or not Montreal should be bilingual and not just known as a francophone city, right?
I don't know why he's making a big deal about it. I thought
That's
it is
his main-
a bilingual city.
People are bilingual, but
Yeah.
the city in its constitution, if you will, is a francophone city. I think it's in Article 1 of Montreal. So he's adamant about calling a referendum so that
Just to
Montreal
legally change it.
to a bilingual city. And in addition to that, he wants to obtain a city state status.
Oh, yeah.
So to remove certain jurisdiction away from the federal government and the provincial government, which
City
makes
state.
Yeah, which I don't know. I mean, for me, these things don't make sense. It's
We
like-
haven't even mastered driving together in this society.
so in any case, and in addition to that, so these are points that they never agreed upon, and I think they just kind of pushed these issues aside so they can just come out and say, listen, we're merging so that we can pull in all our support so that we can have better chances. Finally, the guy really said, and he was running for borough mayor of Outremont. He said, listen, I'm pulling out. I don't care anymore about this alliance, and I feel bad about what we did to to our supporters and all that. So he's even stepping down as a candidate to the mayor's seat of Outremont.
That's how much he hates Balarama wholeness.
Well, look, I give it to the guy because, like, listen, we never disagreed. We thought we were going to find common ground. It's not happening. I cannot play this game of, pretend that everything is fine just so we can get ahead. I don't agree with this guy's policy.
I like that.
So he's stepping down. In addition, they also disagree on the fact that Balarama Wholeness wanted to remove funding from the police, and this guy didn't.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's dumb.
So these are big issues, right? I mean, I don't understand how you can even agree.
Like 36 double D issues.
Like, how do you even agree to do
Coalition
a
government.
coalition if on these main topics you disagree from the beginning, right?
Because you're just saying things, so people will vote for you.
Well,
So
That's yours,
stupid.
by the way.
Thank you.
so but I mean, look, I respect the guy for coming out and saying, you know what, listen, I made a mistake. This wasn't supposed to happen. I cannot agree with this guy or the platform, so I'm stepping down, and he's doing, I think, the honorable thing, even though it sucks for him. I mean, he should
you,
run as an independent at least.
Were you
know?
listening on the way here?
No, I looked at it and it made me laugh because you both were dressed the same. You look like the same
He
person.
stole
Oh my god! I
fucking
just
files.
realized.
What do you mean? I've brought this up so many times.
Oh,
George
that's
literally
so funny.
You
stole
guys
my
are the
persona.
same person.
I want to be Phil.
You're melding together. Yes.
You guys stole
look
my
like a
persona.
really cute
Literally
gay
stole my
couple.
persona plus 40 pounds.
They are together. They make Doctor Strangelove.
Or how I learned Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
You know why they
No,
called
the reason I asked you, by the way, is 'cause-
Strangelove?
Yeah, go ahead.
Doctor Strangelove from Metal Gear Solid. Do you know why it was
Oh, I thought you were
called?
talking about Kubrick.
No, well, it's related, but
I
do
thought
you
you were
know
talking
why?
about the Marvel.
Do you know why they Marvel doesn't have Strangelove? Doctor Strangelove.
He's Doctor Strange.
Yeah, but it's not Strangelove. Do you know why they call Strangelove in Metal Gear Solid? Why that was her name?
Because
No.
she's gay?
Because when she was in university, they would make fun of her. They would call her Strangelove because she was bisexual, and then she took it as a badge of honor, and she kept it as Doctor Strangelove.
Oh,
I don't know why Kubrick named it that, though. Doctor Strangelove.
Maybe it was similar. I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think it was that. But it was called Doctor Strangelove or How I Learned Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb
Yeah.
or whatever. The whole
And they're
title.
both are bomb related.
True.
Yeah.
Fucking Doctor Strangelove is a great movie. Really weird, though, but a great movie. The reason I asked you is because I thought maybe you could solve our native question.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, we were talking just
Which
before you
native
came.
tribe controlled the island of Montreal prior to the arrival of the Whites?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Oh, he doesn't know either. So if he doesn't know, nobody knows.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. We
Because
spent
the
like-
island, because
we
they
went
didn't
down a
work,
fucking-
because they didn't work that way. They didn't have like this is a lot of them were nomad. Like they would have like these large territories and they would move around in them
Yeah.
depending on what time of year it was.
Yeah, no, but we went down a deep, dark rabbit hole trying to figure out who is who. Because, like, we realized we don't know. They didn't teach us shit in school.
Yeah, they had taught, but again, they thought that it's nomadic a bit. So they have like a
not
whole
who the
area, like
island
this
belongs
entire
to.
area.
That's not what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean who the tribes that were around here were.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I don't know what their names were.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's
Well,
it.
look, Google says it was the Iroquois.
Yeah, Iroquois, but there's like all kinds of tribes and shit.
But the
within
Mohawk are Iroquois. We didn't know. Like,
that. There you go.
yeah.
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 No, it's not that it wasn't the Mohawks here, that's for sure, but they're close.
Ojibwe pride
the
worldwide.
Mohawk-
Because that's the whole
Iroquois.
controversy. Because the Canadians started their game the other day announcing that we are on non-ceded Mohawk grounds, right?
Okay, people, can we just stop doing that? They did it to my podcast that just for laughs this year.
Really?
before every episode on the Just for Laughs channel of
Yeah.
my podcast,
Yeah.
they go, this podcast is done on stolen land or whatever. It's like, what? I didn't steal anything.
Yeah, it becomes no.
Yeah,
It becomes.
I don't even work there.
It's
I was,
become.
I was like, you invited me to your offices. If you stole it, that's your problem. Why are you implicating me?
Yeah, it's become a standard. It's become a standard kind of comment to say, I
Fucking
guess.
DJ, I just launched a new camera. I'm not going to pay attention for a minute, okay? Look at that thing. It has LiDAR. They can change focus in
LiDAR, I could tell if you're lying.
They
No,
make,
that's gaydar. You're mixing them up.
they make cameras now. I thought they only had
DJI? Yeah, of course they make cameras.
No, I know they make cameras, but I thought they were just focused mostly on like drones and stuff like that. So,
it's a gimbal.
oh, okay.
Sorry, you guys do the show. I'm just going to
Anyway.
read about this.
I was keeping this for when you came because I've been trying to get information and I can't. Apparently, there's an additional proof of vaccination that we need in order to travel outside of Quebec.
Really?
Like within Canada or on another, because I got to travel the States soon.
Unclear.
Here's what I found out.
It says outside of Quebec, so I'm guessing there's another standardized thing that all of Canada is using, and that is recognized also in the U.S.
What do I need?
I don't know. That's why the article is really
Vague?
Not. Yeah, it's really vague. There's a link here.
I
Yeah.
think you just need proof that you got that.
Apparently, they don't recognize your proof of vaccination anywhere else in Canada.
Oh, obviously.
The one that we have
So
here.
you can, so I think you can travel. Even that QR code, apparently you can travel, but once you're there, you still
Can't get in
you,
anywhere.
you can't get in anywhere.
Obviously, who the fuck? This is a Quebec thing.
So you have to
So
actually
it's
have your
pointless.
proof of
This was
vaccination.
stupid.
So
no,
we
it's
need a
not
di-
pointless. This was only for Quebec. It was done. Every province did its own thing.
So there you have it. So what? There's a different
basically
QR
you-
code now that we need to download in order to go outside of Quebec
the
and
QR
Canada.
code.
Forget the
that's
QR
in
code.
your-
That's for here for the restaurants.
hold
You
on,
need
hold
a
on.
proof of vaccination. It doesn't
Yeah,
need to
but
be
they
QR
can
code.
also provide. Okay,
Yeah, but
hold
the
on.
proof of vaccination has your QR code.
The QR code that's in the Vax Pass, that QR code is specifically for that,
for this app.
right? For this app. But when you get vaccinated, if you look at the proof that they send you, there is a QR code on it.
Right.
All that does is link to the information. It's a receipt.
Right.
That QR code is universal. It's just an open QR code. It sends you to this space that says you've been vaccinated. That's all.
But that's what
probably
apparently-
what you need outside of Quebec because they don't have vax verification or whatever it's called.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that app.
The whole system
I
doesn't
thought-
make sense, but
hold on.
it makes sense. That.
I thought that on the Quebec app, the QR code you have is the one that you get once you get vaccinated.
It is.
No, the one that's in the app is a different QR code.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not because I don't use
No,
because I don't use the app.
when I remember downloading the
but-
app,
but
I
the
had to
verification-
I took a picture of the code.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
But the code that's this code here.
No, you don't get it. I didn't take a picture from the app. I never
I
downloaded the app.
know.
I took it from the link.
Yeah.
I know they're not the same QR code though.
Yeah,
But
they
I
are.
took it from the link. They
Okay,
are.
so what you're
That's
saying-
what I use
so
when I
yeah,
go.
so
That's what
what
they
you-
scan. He goes with the app. They scan his app.
What you
I go
have-
with my link.
What
They
you
scan
have
the same
is
thing.
universal. Your
Yeah.
QR code. What he has is not.
They scan the same
I
thing.
use a screenshot.
Yes,
Yeah.
in Quebec. But if you were to take that one from within the app, scan it outside of Quebec, it wouldn't do anything.
Even mine, it's the same thing.
Yours will.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
Because
I don't
what-
think so
no,
because then
because-
why does it work on the app?
Because the app can read both, but things that aren't in the app can't read the app generated QR code. You understand what I'm saying?
But it's literally the same QR code.
Yeah.
That's why I can identify.
No, what
you.
Phil is saying is it's not the same QR
It's
code.
not.
But
What
that's
Phil
not-
is saying, is that the real QR code is the one that you get once you get vaccinated. The one that you
I
have
have
in the
that.
app, the one that you have in the app is another QR code that is generated for that app that sends you to the same information.
Yeah.
But it's not recognized
It's a self-contained
outside
system.
of Quebec. But yours is because you're actually you took a PDF of your actual QR code.
That says you were
I
vaccinated.
drew it all myself and it works.
That's amazing. That's the best thing to do. So I guess yeah. So anyways, I just read this for the first time. I didn't know that
This is what you get from when you get vaccinated. That's
Yeah,
what you
I
have,
have it.
right?
That's the one that's recognized everywhere.
I think so. Like if you were to scan that with your phone, it should give you my vaccination information. Whereas the other one that's inside the VaxiCode one, I mean, I'm just
They're
trying to
saying
pull
in
it
the
up.
chat that the codes are the same.
Oh, it looks identical.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, because it's not.
Maybe they are the same.
Maybe
So then why would
are.
you need two?
Because that would
Scan it with your
complicate. That would
phone.
complicate.
By the
everything.
way, they're so shit. They don't update. You do realize that when you get your first one and then you get your second one, it's a different
You have
QR
to put
code.
them in.
It's not in a
individually,
database that's living. You know that, right? They're living in 1997. Just so we're all aware how slow the government is. When you get your first shot, you get a QR code.
Yeah, I heard you.
When you get the second shot, you get a
new
QR
QR
code. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't. It's not the same one that the information
it's
is
right.
stored and updated.
It's 'cause they
It
think
is so
QR codes are
stupid.
new.
They think QR. Yeah, it's so
In
stupid.
2008, I made a business card with a QR code on it. People thought I was crazy.
I feel like literally you can ask someone in the government, like, "Hey, you heard of Google Docs?" Like, what the fuck is that? Well, I could write something and you
Said-
could write something. You could edit at the same time. How the fuck are we gonna edit at the same time? Is
Man,
this the devil? Like,
For them,
they're so stupid,
Google
bro.
Docs is when they. It's like when Poseidon says, "Where are you reading this?" I'm reading it on Google.
Because it says
Right?
here the article that was published 2 days ago.
I think this doesn't work. This QR code, you need something more. You
So
need,
look, based on the article, it says that the health department here in Quebec is coming out with a different QR code that will allow people of Quebec to
Travel.
use when you're going outside of Quebec.
That makes sense.
So across Canada and in most U.S. states. So the question I have here is, what do we do? Like we have to
just download it probably.
download something else because
They're
there's a
probably,
link.
if you know the link that you go to, probably it's gonna have when you go to that page, it's gonna have an additional link. International. You download it, you could get a PDF or whatever. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, because there's a link over here, and I was reluctant to actually fill it up because I'm like, but why would I?
Oh, if you're not traveling, what do you care?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to be traveling or not, man. But
So just get it.
No, but I'm,
$7,000.
How much?
I'm still looking at the fucking camera.
how much is it?
70,000 USD.
70?
Seven.
What?
Oh, seven.
Seven
actually-
US.
7 US. It's actually
like
quite
a-
cheap for what it does.
18 million Canadian pesos.
Yeah. Canadistan dineros.
Soon.
So yeah, so I mean, it's getting really complicated, man. These things with a QR code.
Eh,
and,
just
fucking,
another year it'll
you
go
know.
away.
It's
That's
not really
where I'm at
another
now.
year. Now that we're mentioning this, yesterday, Premier Legault, because he had prorogued the Parliament for a week, and then because
remember,
he restarted, and you said,
Yeah.
which
I
by
saw
the
his
way,
video.
which by the way, it's the responsible way to do it, right? You don't fucking prorogue Parliament like Justin did for 3 months.
No, he did the right
Yeah.
thing.
You know,
I'm not against it. So
there was
No,
a
I
break
understand why
anyway.
he
There,
did it,
there
yeah.
was a break anyway in the session, so he prorogued, and then when they got back, it's a brand new session that started.
He pierogied it.
Prorogued, yeah.
Baroque is such a fun
Pierogied
word.
hard.
It is a funny word. But anyway, in any case, he says that, well, it was a new speech basically preparing him for this electoral year that we're pretty much in now. And he set up certain targets and priorities that he wants to accomplish before October of next year when we're going to be in an election. And in those things, he mentioned that the health measures are going to be taken away early next year. So in January, the health emergency, whatever it is called that we have,
Emergency measures.
the emergency measures will be lifted, which is positive, I guess. I mean, we only have we have 2 more months left, until
Did you say that? I'm sorry, I spaced
a
out.
sneaky
Did you say
bastard.
when it's going to happen?
early to. He says
No.
January 22.
What are the criteria for it to happen?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I
when
do
the
because I
criteria
read it
is.
yesterday.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
He
you win the
said
election.
he will lift the emergency measures when the
Oh, yeah.
children 5 to 11 are vaccinated.
Yeah. Once they're back.
That's the
Is that a threat?
It sounds like a threat.
But here's the thing, guys.
That sounds like a threat.
No, but you have to look at it positively. What
Well,
if,
do I? All right.
I'm saying for people that have kids, I mean, what if you don't vaccinate your kids and you wait 2 months, and if the percentage of vaccinated children between 5 and 11 is high enough for them to lift these health
Oh, that's
measures?
what you mean. When you mean positive, like from a Greek perspective, which is let's see how we can make this work for us. I like what you're saying.
You don't need soccer for 2 months. No worry.
because you know-
I don't soccer 2 months. I got speedy. Ego vasinas peso balla.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, if the government has come out and said we're going to lift the health measures in January,
But that's not what they said, George. They said we're going to lift the health measures
If
when 5
maybe.
to 11s are vaccinated. That should be around January 2022.
Look, George, I'm gonna let you leave this room, but first I have to come over there and beat the shit out of you. Look at that positively. That's what it is, bro.
the positive
Yeah, I'm
thing in
gonna
that
let
is
you
that
leave the-
you think you're going to do something.
But he's actually right about what he's saying. He's like, I'm gonna let you. You're gonna go, but before you go, he's actually right. Yeah.
He also called for,
And also,
like,
he
he
didn't.
called for
they-
genocide earlier before you were here.
No, I
get to that in a
didn't.
second.
You're putting words.
But
in
2
my
years
mouth.
ago, he also told us to chill out. It's 2 weeks only.
It's only 14 days.
It's only
yeah.
14 days, bro.
It's only 14 days, guys.
But you know what Poseidon said earlier? He goes, the natives, bro. There's only 100,000 of them. We should just take care of them.
There's only 100,000 natives.
That's
left?
what he said.
In Quebec, there are under 200,000, so like 183,000.
embarrassing.
Yeah,
He wants to take care of them.
but
Yeah, we should take care of him. I'm with you.
But exactly, I meant take care of them like that, not like that.
You didn't see how creepy he
killed
said
him.
it, though.
What?
Kill them, right?
No.
Oh, then I'm not with you.
Oh,
We should just disappear.
I
them.
get. You meant take care of them, like try to
Yeah,
help them
exactly.
build
But he
up-
was not clear. It was very confusing.
But yeah, they should, bro. That's dangerous because you're gonna wipe out the whole population if you don't. Yeah.
Anyway, amid these
Allegations,
priorities,
no priorities,
in these priorities that he's going to outline from now until next year, he wants to create over 100,000 jobs.
Fake jobs, government jobs, fake jobs.
Well,
No. It's a waste of money.
Agreed.
We have 19 people on payroll changing the same light bulb.
Yeah.
We're efficient.
It's qualified workers that are going to be working in the sectors that are right now in some sort of shortage.
They just discovered QR codes, bro.
Yeah.
They're fucking idiots.
They think Google Docs is when you ask a medical question on Google. Mais Google Doc m'a dit, ça va?
Anyway, so in
Doc.
addition to that, he wants to continue his effort in decentralizing our health system. He wants to bring more public servants in the regions because everything is focused in Montreal.
It's bad. I was victim to our health system yesterday. Let me tell you something. There's something we don't talk about.
What happened?
What happened?
I had to go to the emergency.
This is good.
For you or for someone else?
For someone else, but this is what we never talk about.
Hold on. Let me just finish because there's two more points. He wants to create 37,000 new daycare spots, and he wants to push made in Quebec products. So
I'm for that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Le panier bleu.
That didn't go anywhere.
That didn't go anywhere,
But,
no.
No, but I'm for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, but it didn't go anywhere.
So there's
Good
a few
initiative.
more, but these are the main things. Yeah, what happened to you?
We're going to talk about something. We're funded, obviously understaffed, but there's something that we never mention: the incompetence. Even if we were to give $1 trillion to a hospital,
Name
if
that
we
hospital
continue, in this one in particular is the Jewish General, a lot of incompetence.
Okay.
A lot of incompetent staff. A lot of
Wait,
incompetent
the Jewish
staff.
or the Montreal General? Which one did you?
I'm talking about personally the Jewish yesterday.
The Jewish is the best hospital. We just finished saying that.
So listen.
Yeah,
but
this
there's a
is-
lot of
yeah,
incompetence.
yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, the best hospital in Quebec.
So here's the thing. Yeah, the best hospital in Quebec. So the problem is, of course, we're understaffed. Of course that. But there's also a level of incompetence that we can't fight back against because since we're understaffed, it's much harder for them to get rid of whatever people they have, and they do have a lot of incompetent fucking
are you
people.
talking about? Like on an administrative level or on like
Bro.
a triage level?
Bro. So my mom was in excruciating agony pain, her back. Okay.
Oh, right, yeah, I
Agony,
remember
screaming.
you told me.
5 o'clock in the morning, bro. Ends up there. I show up to go see her. Like, what the fuck? They took her in another
She
room.
took herself there on her own?
No. My sister had to wake up in the middle of the night and
okay.
bring her. So then I went to kind of take over because I heard like, what the fuck? So I woke up, rush over there.
Okay.
They scan your shit. They let you in. I go to the receptionist lady. I go, yeah, I'm looking for my mom. I give her the name. She's like, yeah, I've been looking for her too.
She's gone.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean you've been looking for her too? She's here. He's like, nah, I've been calling her name in that room for like a half hour. I can't get her. I go, why would you call her name from that room? She called me. She's already through. You guys already put her through. It's like, no, she has to be there. And then I got to take her info and put it. I go, but she's in the room next to you. You know the doors that you can only open? If you open them, she's there.
So she skipped the admission process.
They skipped her. They took her to where they triage, where they say she was in excruciating pain. So they
they
say,
took her
okay,
through.
they took her through.
Yeah.
This fucking bitch is not processing her. She's looking for her there, but she took her in the other room.
You know the definition of insanity is, right?
Well, listen to this, bro. So now I'm telling her, I go, oh, it's next to you, the door. It opens. You can see her. If you look closely, you could probably find her.
She's
She's
in that
yelling.
other second area.
Yeah, the second area. Bro, doesn't this lady refuse to turn her head? She's dialing all kinds of numbers. The hospital's trying to find her. She's there. So I'm like, this is not real life. This isn't fucking happening right now. So I'm giving her fucking, I'm not giving an attitude. I'm telling her like, lady, she's right, just
Pantelis.
go over there. Yeah. Then she's asking me for I'm giving her all her info. Finally, they wheel her back out. She's in pain. She's like, what the fuck? Why are they bringing her back? Doesn't this bitch tell me, oh, well, now she's got to wait. She has to restart basically because now is when she comes in. I go, cause you fucked up. I go, cause you fucked up. She's gonna sit here in pain. She didn't fuck up. You brought her here. You're the ones who took her on the fucking side. Because the lady was incompetent. She couldn't admit, yeah, look, I fucked up.
I used to work with these ladies. They're all stupid as fuck.
Yeah, dude, dumb as shit. Then what does she do? She starts giving me she's like this to me. She's like, what? Why don't you? Like she starts doing this to me, bro,
No,
behind the window when I
come
ask you
on.
questions.
Tita, ne?
And then Musulmana. And then she starts, bro. She starts doing the clicker to call the security. So the two fucking security kids come. Oh, what that, bro? They're kids. They're in their 20s. Like,
Tell me
this
they
big.
recognized you.
I don't know. I had a mask on.
That would be fucking awesome.
But the good thing was that they both realized this wasn't going to go the way. So the other guy's like, well, how can I help? So then I sent one of the security guys in. He was going in their side because they wouldn't let me in to help my mom, like change her wheelchair. She needs water, this and that. They were fucking, bro, I was going crazy. I was holding a bastuni.
Why were you holding a bastuni?
Because it was my mom's.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you brought it with you in case, like just in case, you know?
Yeah, bro, it was fucking incompetent. He was there for 9
So, hold
hours.
on. So-
9
so
hours?
let me just
9
put
hours for them
myself
to
in
give
the-
her painkillers and send her home. 9 hours.
She's okay?
No, she's not okay. She's in excruciating pain still.
They didn't give her some kind of solution? Nothing?
Solution,
They
chill.
basically told her
yeah.
you're not going to die from this, so go home.
They think.
This
yeah.
is back pain.
This is back pain. They said the guy thinks I assume. This is what he assumes. They didn't want to go thorough
They
check.
didn't scan her? Like,
They scanned her, and 9 hours later, they go, this is what I assume. Sciatica and maybe arthritis is the worst possible combination. I don't even know how you walk around right now. This must be pain that you'd want to kill yourself with. It's like, yeah, that's what you tell an old lady who's in pain. Just, bro, the level of incompetence. Well, he's a young kid.
I'll give
But
you
the
a
level
name.
of,
I'll
so
give-
there's
yeah.
so for every good person that works there at these hospitals, the incompetent people drag you down.
I'll give you the name
Shut
of
up,
my.
Olga.
I'll give you the name of my Cairo man. Bring her
Yeah,
to
she's
him.
scared of
He's-
that stuff, but
No. He's the best.
I know, but she's
I'm also
she's in so
scared
much
of the
pain. Yeah.
chiropractors.
He-
Like
he-
George goes to the chiro. We were talking about it this morning. He swears by him. Yet his shoulder keeps falling out of its
Yeah,
socket
but that's not
all
his
the
But
time.
do you
problem.
know what it's like? Do you know what it's like for the lady that you passed her through? And there's like, I've been looking for her too, and she's 3 feet away. You don't go check, and then you punish her.
honest-
You go, now she has to restart because she's giving me attitude about my mom.
I know exactly
for
what
something
happened.
they did.
Because I used to do this exact job.
Yeah.
And now the Jewish and the CLSC are the same unit, so it's the same employees.
Yeah.
Same system. I know exactly what happened. It's a lack of communication between retardo at the front
Yeah.
and the medical staff. And the fact that she can't check off her box.
Yeah.
Now we have to start over. because
those are the worst.
She has to call the
employees, by
union
way.
representative. What do I do?
Yeah,
Can I
so
do
dumb.
this?
Zero
They're
common sense.
They don't use their common sense.
So, anyways, what I'm saying is, I could give $1 trillion to the hospital if that's the level of employee they have, bro. It's like giving a car to my dog.
Look,
it's
man.
not gonna go too far, bro.
As a former member of that all-star team,
Yeah.
not like the pinnacle of society, right?
Yeah.
Those aren't the people who are applying for those jobs.
Yeah.
Like, I was a lazy fucking employee, okay? I barely did my job, but I always served human beings properly. By the standards of the CLSC, I was a shitty employee by the government standards. By the standards of every single person who I ever served, people used to fucking hold my hand and cry and say thank you when all I did was say, it's your turn to go see the doctor. Because I didn't treat them like shit and I wasn't an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't like pigeonholed to some kind of weird box checking system.
Yeah,
But
some
the
people.
I worked with, like people come in, they're like, I'm really sick, I need to see a doctor. And the old angry Bulgarian lady be like, why do you come here to see doctor?
Yeah, dude, the security.
It's your clinic.
One of the security guards was more empathetic because the security guard worked with the lady that you first go to give your symptoms.
Yeah.
Together, they're like, yeah, we got to do something. This lady's in fucking a lot of pain.
Yeah.
They were working more than the one woman because they saw that she was just in her own head. She was like, man, just talking shit and didn't want to help anyone. The security guard, bro, who's not a medical professional, was more concerned with the health of my
course,
mom.
That was always my experience too. It's the people at the front are the shittiest people.
Not all.
No, the second level. Your second level in the hospital
Yeah.
system here is the shittiest of us.
I think it's done like that on purpose.
I have no idea. No. It's just
No,
who
Poseidon,
applies to the
just
job.
Think about it.
I
Who
don't-
would apply to do that job? I did it. It's a terrible job.
So I'm in front of the because I'm going in and
Idiots
out.
do it.
I'm going in and out because for all my yelling and all my fighting for hours there, no one called the cops on me, which is
It's
fucking crazy.
surprising because you're a big man. I'm sure you're wearing that jacket.
Yeah.
You look tired. You're unkempt, and you're
that's
holding
why-
a fucking
But that's
staff.
but that's why it wasn't gonna end well. So, but what's funny is at one point, I'm sitting there in front of some guy. You know, it's like a movie. Pulls up and just stops. Like, can I stop right here? I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm working. Yeah, stop right there. I don't give a fuck. And then he's like, somebody help me. She can't breathe. I was like,
No.
Oh shit. So I go in. I'm telling the guy, the black security guard in the front. He's just there so you make sure that you wipe your hands.
Yeah.
I go, get a wheelchair, bro. There's a lady who can't breathe. He's like, holy fuck, let's do this. So he's kind of, I'm trying to, So then I'm like,
Have
what
you
am I
never
doing?
seen one of those hospital pull-ups?
Like, what am I doing? What am I, a nurse? Like, what am I doing? Why am I? It's just because I
'Cause you're a
panicked.
human
It's
being.
your
You can't
instinct.
help it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't
Yeah,
help
it's
it.
your-
I was like, come on, stop. We need a wheelchair. Like,
When I worked in the
Turned into
CLSC,
Grey's Anatomy.
yeah, dude. It turned into Greek's anatomy,
you
bro.
just start fucking traking people. You're like, he needs a trach. Who
Yeah.
are you? I'm a comedian.
Give me an adrenaline shot.
Feathers start flying out of nowhere all of a sudden.
No,
bro,
but,
where did this come from?
when I worked at the CLSC, I remember one instance, somebody ran in with like an older person, like 60s, and they're like, they can't breathe. And I'm like, oh, quick. And the woman next to me, the angry Bulgarian lady, goes, he have to wait his turn.
Yeah.
I was
Oh
like-
my
and I can
God,
see
man,
that this
come
guy
on.
is clearly in distress.
fucking turning blue.
He shouldn't be at a CLSC. He should be going to the hospital. But we need to stabilize. We need to do triage. And I'm arguing with the old woman. Doesn't this fucking guy have a heart attack and just drop?
No.
in the
But it
fucking
happens a
waiting
lot,
room?
apparently. It
And
happens
you know
a
what
lot.
her first words was? Ugh, now we have to start cold blue. Cold blue a la reception.
Well, some people,
Heartless.
Psychopath.
some
That's a
people are
psychopath.
disconnected. Like that, I'm telling you, that lady, completely disconnected. Like, if I fucked up and at work, let's say I fuck up, and also I fuck up and I hurt you, like you're the,
Yeah.
I would try, well, fuck, I gotta find a way to fix this. It's my
course.
fuck up. We're gonna make sure you're hurting. We're gonna do something because it's not your fault. This bitch, she fucked up and then she's making her pay for it. You know how crazy that is?
It's fucked. It's fucked.
So they
You
need
should
to.
make a complaint, by the way.
Oh, I will. Thank you for reminding me.
to the
yeah,
ombudsman.
yeah. They asked me to.
I wonder who's there. Is it still the same lady? I wonder.
I'm gonna make a formal complaint today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should.
Because she's unionized. You know what's gonna happen?
Nothing.
No, not nothing.
No.
Actually,
No. Hold on. Well, she's gonna get called in. She's gonna be like, "Don't do that again."
no.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, hold on. Here's the thing that people don't understand with unionized employees. Everyone has that mentality that, oh, if I complain, nothing will happen. The only way something can happen
Is if you complain.
is if a lot of us complain.
I'm gonna
'Cause
complain.
The thing about the union is they have a list and they have their boxes. If you don't have this X complaints, they can't do anything.
Yeah.
Right? So if someone's fucking acting the fool, you got to fucking write them up. You have to. So anytime anything's ever happened to me within the healthcare system, I've always made a formal complaint. Not that many things have happened.
She was trying to
me.
provoke me through the window because she wanted, because they have a big sign of if
I know
you get
exactly what you're
violent.
talking about, yeah.
So she was trying to provoke me.
What a cunt,
Yeah.
bro.
But
What a disgusting human being.
And I was asking, I go, what are you doing right now? I go,
okay,
she was doing this to me with her head.
Eva Donna don't all complain because then it looks fake and then they won't process it. No, I just mean if something happens. I mean, if you want to go to the Jewish, get lippy with someone at the unit at the front desk and then make a complaint about them. That's your
But
prerogative.
I'm telling you, what's the assault charge if you punch a woman in the face?
Bad, pretty bad.
It's like
Wait,
7
an
G's. How much is
attractive
that?
woman or an ugly woman?
No, not the one. What's the?
First time assault charges.
Yeah.
Today your fucking Google is ruined, huh?
Oh, it's been ruined for a while.
Yeah.
What is the
You
assault?
know what I do when I go to the hospital? I wear my CLSC card. I still have it, and I turn it backwards because they changed the front, but the back's the same. I can walk around anywhere.
For first-time offenders, a simple assault is usually treated as a summary conviction, and the prosecutor rarely seeks jail time for those who found guilty. However, in more severe cases, so you won't go to jail. I think there is a fine though. Fine for first-time.
Okay, so she's got to watch out because there's going to be other people like me, and someone's going to wait for her to walk. Like she's got to. You can't do that shit to people. Someone's going to deck you in the face.
They have the glass. They're safe.
But I think that's a false sense of security because you're going to have to leave.
I never felt safe because they
She
installed
shouldn't.
the glass later.
She shouldn't do that. You're going to fall on unreasonable people.
It happens. I've seen some violent shit happen at the
Yeah,
Jewish.
you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't
Don't forget,
try
I
to
used to
provoke
visit
people.
the Jewish often when I was having panic attacks.
But that's
And
very
I'm
bad
in
at your
the
job because me, it's different. I'm level-headed, as we can tell.
Yeah,
so she's trying to provoke me,
yeah,
and I'm using my words, right? But other people, she's trying to provoke. Who? You know,
What's up?
$5,000.
that's worth it.
Yeah, if it was my mother in question too, that $5,000.
Yeah, I can afford it.
You're gonna spend $5,000, punch her in the face. She's gonna get a year off of work paid, and then she's gonna come back and say she's burnt out and continue getting paid.
I don't
She's not
care.
gonna work.
I'm not going to
doing
punch
her
her.
a favor.
You're paying
Allegedly,
her.
I'm just saying she needs to watch out because you can't just provoke people willy-nilly. It's dangerous. I'm giving her life advice.
Oh, you're proving to her the dangers
It's
of what
dangerous,
she's doing.
bro.
I mean, speak to our mutual acquaintance. Maybe he knows how this can
Look,
play out.
I'm gonna say it. I think people act like this because back in the days there weren't as many cameras, and if you acted fucking like a
Nobody
cunt,
can see it.
you'd
There
get-
still are no
But she's-
cameras. There's no camera on her.
You-
Only
Oh,
on him.
that's stupid,
Only
bro.
on him.
You
Hold
have to have
on.
a camera on her, bro.
There isn't.
You'd get decked in the fucking face. You'd get a beating. I
Your
feel
point
like
is lost because
Nah,
it makes
we-
no sense. It's out of
I think we should bring back beatings.
I wish we could all walk around with rapiers. Those little thin swords.
No, that's too much.
If like we
No,
have a
no.
disagreement, okay.
She doesn't need to. It's just that you know what's gonna happen one day. So me, I'm getting provoked, and I know what she's doing. I knew what she was up to.
At least
So I was just like,
Pantelis.
look at this. Like she's trying to get me. So I knew what she was up to. But there's gonna be another guy. Let's say a new immigrant.
You're overthinking
And she's fucking
this.
giving attitude. He's like, is this woman giving me attitude? And he's gonna go inside there and beat the shit out of her, bro.
But actually, under Canadian law,
I've
You have
actually
to be
seen-
careful,
I've
yeah.
seen half of that story.
You have to be
play
careful.
out.
Am I crazy?
100%. But there's a little workaround to this, to the assault charge,
God.
by the way. Under Canadian law, if somebody provokes you and you ask them, hold on, and you ask them, do you want to fight? And they go, yeah, I want to fight. What's up?
Well, I don't think a lady would say I want to
I
fight.
want everyone to know that this is not sound legal advice. Like,
No,
buddy,
it is.
I asked him if he wanted to fight. Sir,
is.
you stabbed him.
I-
47
No, you're allowed to
times.
do
No.
duels, even in the States.
I recently searched this up.
Yeah.
For personal reasons.
Sure.
But so if somebody agrees to fight you, so long as if
you don't use weapons or
you
it's
don't
a
use
reasonable
weapons
fight.
and you
Just
use
fisticuffs.
Yeah, and you
What are you
use what
talking
they
about, man?
use.
So let's
You
say you
use
go
what
to
they
court.
use.
So if you go to court, you're like, listen, sir, I asked him if he wanted to fight. He said yes.
If you have witnesses,
Yeah,
you
I
won't be
challenged him to a
charged.
duel. He agreed to said duel. We used only our fisticuffs.
Yeah, I beat the shit
And
out
I
of
beat
him.
the shit out
100 under Canadian law, you won't have any repercussions so long as you use what they use. So if they use a knife and you use a knife,
No, what are you talking?
So
So
they
there's
agree
no
to-
way that's
Why are you bothering?
But the
Why
problem,
are you bothering?
but the problem is, let's say
What the
this
fuck are you
were
talking
let's say this were to happen. Aren't we already at a disadvantage?
what do you mean?
I'm using a higher IQ. Isn't that gonna hurt her?
No, they don't take that into
He didn't get his
consideration.
joke.
Let's
Point
move
is,
on.
what I'm saying is, don't do that to people because it's dangerous. Because you're not always gonna find dudes like me.
Forget dangerous.
Under Canadian
Also,
law.
Forget
I-
dangerous.
but it's true, it's true.
It's a
There's
shitty
no
thing
way
to
that's
do.
true,
I
dude.
swear to God, it's
Guys,
true. This was the cop that
I'll
said it in
stab
the
you
video.
and you stab me, and that's fine.
No.
No, if you
No,
come
you're
up to me with a
confused
knife,
with rape. Like
Yeah.
when two dudes are like, okay, put it in my ass, then you put it in my ass.
what
Little
I
switch.
did,
That's
dude.
different.
No. If he tell him right now about the knife
so
thing.
if we both have knives on us,
Yeah.
and you come up to me and you're like, bro, you want to fight with
How
a
long
knife?
are the knives? How long are the blades? 'Cause
They can
after a
be
certain
as long
amount-
as-
no. After a certain amount, it's illegal to even carry it.
Oh, it can't pass
6
your,
inches, 5 inches,
can't
whatever
pass
it is.
your
So
palm.
let's say a legal knife.
Whatever.
Somebody comes
Yeah.
up to you with a legal knife. You are then allowed to pull out a legal knife and defend yourself.
Yes, if they ask you if you want to fight, you could both have. You can literally both
This
go
does-
at it
None of this makes sense.
in the middle of the
nothing,
street.
nothing made
Check
sense.
with
None of us are lawyers, so nobody can even verify anything.
I'm friends with many lawyers.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I have a
I
cousin
saw a
who's a
police
lawyer.
officer say this.
Yeah.
A police officer
In
said
person, or someone told you this? All
this.
police
No.
officer?
I saw a video about this.
Oh, a video on TikTok.
Was he dressed as a police officer? And
this
was it
was a-
Halloween?
I'm saying we should bring back the duels.
You know what?
though.
I'm gonna bring it
laughing
up.
at himself, laughing at himself.
But don't laugh at him because people. This is the internet. It lives here forever. He's actually correct.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
could
know if
challenge.
I don't know if he's correct.
You
I'm
could
not
challenge
saying he's
people to
incorrect.
duels. Yeah. If they
I
agree,
challenge you to a duel.
all right, let's do
I'll
it.
laugh off.
But if there's a witness, you need witnesses that say, yeah, he agreed. They both agreed to fight. Unless when they're down, you start breaking their skull or something.
Yes. So
Yeah.
if
you
somebody,
can't take it over. You
if
can't go to
somebody
the,
asks you, do you want to fight, and you agree, and you both agreed to fight in the middle of the street,
Yeah.
you both won't have any repercussions. But if you knock him out,
And then you step
get
on his head or some shit like
yeah,
that,
and
try
then you
to-
get on top of him, you start wailing at him, then you're going to prison.
What if
Yeah.
you punch him so hard on
aggravated
the first
assault,
shot, he
attempted murder.
dies?
Oh,
Yeah.
that can happen.
Manslaughter.
No, it's involuntary manslaughter. It's like what's his name? John.
Wilkes Booth.
No, what's his name? The guy who directed John Landis. He murdered 3 people and he's still in Hollywood directing movies.
How did he murder them? I mean,
There was a Twilight Zone movie that was made, and he directed the movie. And they were using slave labor when they were in Indonesia filming. It was 2 little Asian kids.
it's a real story.
You never heard about this?
no, never heard
Yeah,
of
and then the actor, the main actor, he had to go through the water he's holding, and they had these helicopters
Did
flying.
drown them?
He asked him to go closer. He wanted like a big explosion. So what ended up happening is the helicopter fucking spiraled out of control, went down and sliced all 3 of them. And then he was in court and stuff for that.
Okay, Google says this, by the way.
John Landis.
Yeah, we spoke about it yesterday. In Canada, you can consent to a fist fight. You cannot consent to bodily harm. In the eyes of Canadian law, a consensual fight is not an assault because both parties accept there will be some
Fist
physical
fight, though.
contact.
No knives.
No, but there's 2 things. So you're allowed to fist it, but I know in Canada, the only way you're allowed to use weapons legally. Because even if somebody breaks into your house, if he has a knife, if you use your legally registered gun,
Holy shit, that's
you
a
get
real
in trouble.
story.
Yeah, 100%. And now you can challenge someone to a duel.
Yeah.
It's no longer illegal. It used to be illegal, and now you can challenge
People
somebody to a
got
duel.
decapitated in this story.
I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm your best source of news here. This guy. Jorge Rosales says, I'm going to go slap Poseidon with a glove. I go, I challenge you to a duel, sir.
I dare him.
I demand satisfaction.
I'm going to start carrying a leather glove just for that.
I always carry a leather
Canadian
glove.
Tire employees.
That's not why you carry leather gloves.
Yeah, it's to challenge people to duels.
Never mind. I thought you carry
You
them
thought it
for
was a
other
sex
reasons.
thing, yeah? Yeah, it's okay.
No.
Did you have any
I
more
didn't think it
news?
was a sex thing actually.
You have any
But
more
it's
stories?
okay. Go
I
on.
told
Yes.
you.
Let's move on. Something very interesting is coming down the wire because every 10
God.
years,
The mutual combat law. Sorry, keep going. I
yeah,
can't talk.
every 10
Sounds so
years,
stupid. The mutual combat law.
every
Mutual combat. Maple syrup. Canada.
That's a sketch, bro.
so
Finish him. He's like,
Justin Trudeau comes out of nowhere.
He was hiding in the shadows. He was camouflaged.
And blackface.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the... he killed it.
oh fuck,
Oh no, he used the primetime Jack.
unbelievable.
Carry on.
I keep
Alright,
seeing
so
these
yeah.
memes where John Cena's following people. When they look back, he's gone. I just thought of that. I don't know why.
Can't see him.
Oh, man. So every 10 years, Election Canada proceeds to remapping the electoral districts across the country, and that normally happens because of demographics and all that stuff.
Thank you.
And so the next remapping
I'm gonna put it up
is
for the ladies.
going to start in 2022, and it should be complete by 2024. So technically, the next elections that will happen in 2025 are going to be done under the new electoral map. Now, here's the big thing. because of and more specifically in Quebec, because Quebec isn't developing as much as it's not repopulating as much as other provinces. With this redistribution, this remapping, apparently Quebec is going to lose one riding. So everyone is from 70.
Are you blaming the gays?
What?
I mean, they're not having
What?
kids, right?
That's
So
only
is
the
that-
village. We only lose that right.
Yeah.
So from 78 seats, Quebec might drop to 77, and it's
whatever.
fucking no. What do you mean whatever? Dude,
One
what?
seat.
Who cares, man? It's
I'm
representation.
still laughing at
Why-
mutual combat.
Why should Quebec lose a seat? So everyone is up at arms now. They're like, what the fuck is going on? Sending letters to Elections Canada, soliciting Justin Trudeau to take a stand and to say, listen, remap it the way you want. We can't fucking start. We can't have provinces losing seats. But we are going to have more seats in Parliament. It's going to go from 338 to 342, apparently.
That's what we need, though. More politicians.
Yeah, more politicians. So
Less is more, guys. Less is more.
So this is interesting. I'm curious to see how that's going to happen. I mean, I've experienced the remapping here in Quebec, which made the Liberals lose a couple seats. But we're talking about a complete fucking seat lost from Parliament in Quebec, and I agree with people complaining. I mean, it's
I don't give a shit.
eh.
The system is so broken and doesn't make any sense that this is like, it's like you're shot in the head, you're dying, and you're like, but can you treat my cold?
Yeah, the system is a little dumb.
It doesn't make sense. It was a weird analogy. It was a bit,
Yeah.
I just.
Oh, I don't mean your thing. I mean the system is
No,
broken.
my
I
analogy
don't-
was weird.
Yeah, but I feel where you're going.
Yeah.
I feel
Got
it.
a little floof in the beard.
Me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right there. That's very nice.
Floof in
I
it.
think it was a mixus.
No.
No?
I don't have mixes.
Dandruff.
Something's happening between the two of you, man. I don't know.
Me and him?
Weird,
have a
weird
weird
high
vibe.
fives.
Weird high fives.
We didn't touch today.
We didn't even
Not
touch.
today, but
I
another
mean, I was
episode.
pretend licking him on the camera. That did happen. That was
But I
weird.
conditioned my beard before I got here.
Should I feel it, George? Should I
In the
reach out?
shower,
and touch
so
it?
it's-
Do it. That's the only thing
Do it,
missing
do it, do
now.
it. Yeah, I set up the middle camp.
No, I'm fighting COVID. I don't want that.
You're fighting COVID how?
Like I don't want to get COVID.
Oh, okay. I don't have COVID.
I don't know that for sure.
Did it agree
That's
to a
true.
mutual combat?
It better.
I
I don't want to miss that show on Friday. People bought tickets, so I want to be healthy.
At the Centro Leonardo da Vinci.
You coming?
I don't have the lens I need to shoot it. Can I just come?
What do you mean you don't have the lens?
Like, I don't have a long lens to shoot from a booth.
What do you need a long lens?
How am I going to shoot the videos?
Set it up.
Set it up with whatever lens you have.
We'll talk after.
Yeah.
What time?
Can I bring Anna and
8.
pretend it's a date?
You're gonna tell her that? You're like, shut the fuck up, sit there.
I already told her.
Oh, you gotta
I
shut the
go,
fuck up.
you want to
sit
come?
there.
She's like, yeah, I wouldn't mind going out. She doesn't go anywhere, the poor thing. She works
Okay.
at home. Anywhere we go with the kids. We're
Yeah,
just
they have
chasing
a booth, so just sit her there.
them.
there.
No, we
She'll
got a
go-
booth?
Like what? Like a media booth, like photographer booth?
No,
and
just
that?
like a...
Like
an
a
empty
lodge.
booth. A lodge. Just.
They have a lodge that is not being used. I said, okay, I want to film my set.
Yeah, cool.
How far is it from the main stage? Very far?
I have no idea. I don't live there.
You've
I've never been there.
You didn't scout out your location?
I didn't scout or anything.
I'll give you my telephoto, man.
You want me to go
you have an
scout?
adapter?
No, you don't have to scout.
do,
You don't have to
actually.
scout. This is
When are you going to get
military.
it to me, though?
Whatever it is, it is.
You're going to have to come back into the city because I don't have time to come to start this week.
Maybe I'll.
But
come
hold
too.
on, why can't you just?
Can you go around? Are you not allowed walking around can you have a set photographer around you or?
I don't want you to walk
backstage or
around while I'm
whatever?
doing my fucking set. I'll
He just
throw
wants
you
to
out if
film
you're
it.
walking
He just
around.
wants to
No,
film
no.
it.
You can distract people.
You don't have to walk.
I'm gonna get him, and he'll throw you out. He'll throw you out. He doesn't let people walk around while I'm doing my set.
He's offering to take pictures of you.
Yeah, but not. He can't walk around.
On stage?
But that's what I'm
Shrek.
saying, with
Wanna
a-
be on stage?
No, dude, fucking on stage.
Oh, in the
I
crowd.
thought that's what you meant. I
You
was
can
like,
come.
what?
Look, I have my whole team. We could all go from the back. I mean, I'm bringing him, but my whole team's coming. So,
I thought we were the team.
Metal
well, now he's the team too.
team.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
we'll talk.
Yeah, you can come.
Can we get
Um,
capes?
I would prefer it.
Thought-
Actually.
thought-
With a hood?
I would prefer it.
Like boxers?
White hoods, white robes.
Oh God!
We'll call each other the White Knights.
I knew he
I'm
was
busy
gonna
Friday.
go for that.
Let's be the white. We'll be the White Knights. We're there to fight darkness.
Is the cape pointy?
This is
Right?
so good. So
Does
easy.
it happen to be pointy? The cape,
The cape or the hood?
the hood.
The hood. I wouldn't go pointy. I'd make it more ghoulish, more round.
Okay, so it's like a curvy point.
Yeah, less KKK, more
It's okay.
more old ghost.
Old Ghost, okay.
Casper.
How funny would that be? We're the White Knights. We're here to fight darkness. Like, did anyone tell you what you look like? We look badass. That's what we look like.
Why am I jaded, by the way, in the chat? Like, what did I say that was jaded?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're kind of jaded all the time.
You're always jaded.
But I didn't say anything Jade-esque.
Remember that song? You're so jaded.
How did it go?
That's all I remember.
All right.
You think of Jagged Little Pill.
Maybe.
You know, when I was a kid, I didn't know what jaded meant because all I knew was the jade, the stone. So when somebody said they're jaded, I thought they were turned into that green stone.
You're jaded.
That is the dumbest fucking thing ever.
What happened to her? I heard she got stoned. It's fucking Muslims, bro. What do you want me to tell you?
She's jaded now. You're jaded now.
Okay.
All right, ghouls.
I'm gonna let you guys wrap up the show though. I got a lot of work. I gotta get a head start.
Hang out.
I'm just stressed out now. I have
10
so much
minutes,
work.
brother.
10 minutes, just hang out.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Last thing, there's a report that dropped following a 2-year consultation on how to handle the homelessness issue in Quebec. So the delegate minister of Health and Social Services, Lionel Carman, announced that there's going to be an investment of over $280 million from Quebec to deal with this issue, to create lodging, and to even take care of transport. Because the problem is a lot of these homeless people, they go into like shelters and there's no room, so they end up just staying in the street. So I'm not so sure if $280 million is solving a problem, but it is a considerable amount of money. So what they're planning on doing, one of the part of the plan and part of the recommendations was that to have transport readily available to these shelters, so in case somebody shows up and there's no room, automatically they take that person on
To the next place, the overflow.
to the next place where they're going to create them, right? So they're going to create lodging space for the homeless, which is a pretty good strategy, I think. And the fact that they're investing this much money is, I think, is a positive step.
How much money?
$280 million.
Okay, that's a lot of money. Are they also going to figure out a way to help them integrate back into society?
Yeah, that's the thing. So the not only do they have a strategy for the transport and the lodging, but there's also a strategy in place to help them get work and to get their life back on track. For certain people, maybe it's too late. I don't know. I mean, we're so disconnected from this reality, unfortunately. But look, at least there's action being taken. There's serious money being dropped. And hopefully this thing will just keep evolving.
That's what people have been saying for years. Hopefully, and then nothing happens.
Yeah. Well, look, there's a lot of
There's
money.
a veritable
right?
shanty town
Look,
downtown.
Heritable.
There's a lot of money being invested, and obviously the idea is to collaborate with local organizations that deal with homelessness. The idea that you're creating multiple other shelters for homeless people to go to every time, the ones that we know now are full. And providing the transport and also putting down a plan for them to kind of reinsert into society. I think it's great. I think it's great news. So, yeah.
All right, I'm with you.
Check mark for the Legault government on that one.
Yeah. So Legault, people are mad at him because he added
his
that
sister.
video and he said he wants to focus on the French language stuff. So I would say one thing. I like the video. It made sense.
What video are you
agree
talking
with
about? What video are you
the
talking
video about why he prorogued Parliament and how I have a mission. We got to get back to normal. We got to protect the language. So here's the thing. I'm with him though. He should protect the language. I don't agree with the method he's taking. I think that he knows, and they always knew, Pauline Marois, they all knew that stunts Quebecers. It's going to hinder them.
Yeah, of course.
But he's bullshitting. But
They're not doing it.
But I don't
the goal
disagree.
and the system they're using to achieve that goal are two different things. They're anathema to each other. So they have this goal.
Yeah.
Because that goal, having it publicly, whether they believe it or not, gets them votes.
Yeah.
Then they do stuff which further hinders the ability
Exactly.
of their population to
maintain
not vote
their
for
culture
them.
and language.
And then the system gets worse and a little bit better and a little bit worse and a little bit better. And it creates this, and you always have people voting for
Yeah,
you.
because
It's
I
all
do agree they
nonsense.
should protect the language, and there are ways of doing it, but the methods they're
just
using are the
politicking.
opposite.
They're
Yeah,
politicking, that's it.
It's like me telling you need money, right? I'm going to give you money. How? Raising your taxes. You're like, well, I need more of my money. That's great. Just give me more of your money.
Yeah, we'll give you more
No,
taxes.
I need
and
more
we'll
money.
give you the
That's
tax
I get
break.
what you're saying. Just give me a little bit more of your money. We'll figure it out.
My money's your money.
Yeah.
Because yesterday in his, it's not really a speech from the throne, but in his, speech
From the chair.
whatever, in his new session speech or whatever the hell they call it, he said that, there's a plan to give back over $2 billion to the taxpayers. Meanwhile, there's all these analysts that came out and said, well, dude, from the minute that you've been elected, you've collected over $10 billion. So, you know what I
getting
mean?
$2 billion back. Hopefully, that's all works out.
Where's the other $8 billion? Watch this swan dive.
Yeah. Speaking of which, now that we're talking about taxes and
Whoops, sorry, my bad. That was
fees and
just
all that
instinct.
stuff, where is it? Yeah, the hydro rates are going to go up 2.6, 2.7%.
I'm against this.
Why?
Why am I against it, or why are they going up?
No, why are they going up?
Yeah, why are they going up, kid?
Yeah, George, why?
Well, they
Does
always
water
go-
cost more? Is water charging us more to exist?
Yes.
there's always an increase, but the interesting thing about Hydro-Quebec is that before in the past, like before the mid-90s, it was the actual government, the elected officials that decided by how much and the rate by which the hydro would rise. And in the mid-90s, they created the energy committee, the Commission d'énergie, whatever, and it's an independent body, and
It's a radio station.
yeah, so they're the ones that actually study the rates, and they usually propose the increase, and obviously it has to be approved by Parliament. And for the longest time, Hydro-Quebec, because we pay very little in hydro compared to everywhere else, it's been very little. I mean, the rise has been maybe 1-2% around, not even, right? So it's less than the cost of living, than the inflation. And recently, the Legault government said that hydro rates should always follow the rate of inflation, and this has caused a lot of controversy because right now, I mean, they're going up 2.6, 2.7%. So people may think that, well, yeah, that's normal, but the stats actually dropped this morning. I was listening to it on the radio where across Canada, the inflation rate is over 5%. So what would happen if we follow this model where hydro rates would follow the inflation rates, and we're at a point right now where the inflation is 5%, it's a significant rise in your hydro bill.
Sure, but everything. Okay, so they want.
So then why don't you raise everything?
So why is
CERB reduce the taxes so that you could adjust for that? Why don't they?
No, but by that logic, so that means that everything should follow inflation rates, including wages.
That is a faulty logical fallacy.
The problem is not that it's not following, or they're not doing us some fucking huge favor by not following.
Because
I'll tell you what the problem is with this goddamn inflation rate, that our prime minister is printing money like it ain't no thing, and it's causing this inflation. Will we address that? Am I wrong, people?
We'll speak
Am
again.
I wrong, people?
We'll
What
talk again
happened
in
to
like
Germany
20
after
days.
World War II?
That's what happened in Germany after World War II.
You needed
and you know
a-
what they did before World War II? A lot of bad stuff. Yeah, a lot of bad stuff.
You needed a barrel
November
of money.
20th, the CERB is done, right? And Justin already said that it's gonna take us a few days to get started.
No, they're gonna re-extend it, guys.
Yeah, but there's gonna be like a 2-week period where people won't know.
Wait, they're going to re-extend the CERB?
Well, they will.
I'm
They
for
will.
sure they will.
Poseidon, we got to take advantage of this shit, bro. We let this slide for way too long.
Part of me is like, it's ending soon. I should just apply for everything that I haven't taken now, so I can pay them back the CERB I owe them from last year.
But with
I don't
respect,
wanna-
but
that's
with
why I
respect,
don't want to take their shits, because I don't want to deal with them after.
You still gotta deal with them. Like, we're independent workers, so we always have to pay that whatever minimum into the QPIP or on our taxes, right? There's like a minimum amount that you can't avoid, no matter what you write off, no matter how little you make, you have to pay into this.
I don't know
fund.
what I got to go right after to go pay fucking the Quebec government. I got to go to the bank. Give them money.
The old bank. Why don't you just pay online?
Look, bro, I'm not paying online again. It's never fucking gonna happen again with this
Oh,
goddamn
right.
government.
Yes. Sorry. I forgot.
shit, I feel like there's a story here that
Never
we're all
gonna
He
missing.
paid someone else's taxes.
Fuck does that happen?
My corporate tax. I had to pay my corporate tax. I pay. They
Mixed
call
up the
me.
numbers.
Yeah, the collections agent of the Canadian government calls me, and especially if I gave you money and now you're asking for it, there's gonna be attitude. So I go to the guy. I go, "Are you guys running a fucking scam, or is it a call center?" And he's like, "No, this is the Canadian government." I go, "Another scam." I go, "What's the problem? You want more fucking money? I paid you guys. I have."
Is that what you're
Yeah. And then he goes, "No, we never got your money." I go, "What, motherfucker? I have the thing from the bank. I had the whole. I go, I'm giving him all the information. I go, "So you tell me." I go, "What the fuck's going on right now? You guys fucking playing games?" I go, "You do this with everybody or just with corporations? What's going on?" And then he goes, "We never received it." He's like, "I think I know what happened." I go, "What?" It was the payee. It went to the wrong one. So you did pay the Canadian government, but you didn't pay off your debt, like what you owed. The numbers that you gave, like because he's just checking, goes, that also happens to be a random person's social insurance number. So I just gave some guy 10 G's, like some guy's shit's been paid off for a while.
I wish I could be that guy.
And how do you rectify this, you might ask? How do you rectify this in the modern era?
Pay us again.
Nope, fuck them. I told him I'm not paying you shit. I go, I already paid you. You figure it out. He goes, the only way to figure it out is you can get it. I had to print out the bank statement.
Right. Which is
makes
relatively
sense.
easy.
That's
Okay,
easy.
yeah.
Then handwrite on a letter,
What happened?
"Dear whoever's reading this,
Yeah.
it was quite the night when I paid you. Here's the evidence," and all that
serious?
stuff. Yeah, all that. Put my information.
A fortnight ago, I walked
Send
into
it
my local
to
bank.
Prince Edward Island. People are going to go through it, and then their job is to go into the government's accounts,
track
all
it.
that, track it. He said it could take 2 months. And then they're going to take the money away from that person and apply it.
If
to
it's
guy
not, what if
fucking
it's not
spent
there?
it all.
What if it's not there?
Bro, imagine this guy.
I've actually
Hold on, bro. He's like, oh, I didn't have taxes to pay this year, bro. He gets another bill. By the way, we
Yeah.
fucked
The
up.
government gave me money.
The guy's like, what? I thought I had to pay the government a couple $100. It turns out that, well, the government paid me back 10 grand. Wow.
They must be thanking me
Yeah.
for all those nice things I said
Now I
about
gotta
them
go
on
pay
Twitter.
Quebec. I gotta go pay Quebec twice.
I hate paying Quebec more than I hate paying Canada. I'm not even sure why.
Wow.
It's the same. It just irritates me more.
Because their taxes, their tax brackets are more reasonable.
Who?
Canada?
Canada, yeah, way
that's
more
The
true.
federal, yeah.
That's true.
Anywho, Poseidon, you want to cue the muse?
Bing, bang, boom.
So if you guys enjoyed this episode, really, why wouldn't you? I suggest you support our boy George Chickity Jiggity Chandrizos. He's got his own podcast with a bunch of other gentlemen with questionable strange love syndrome. They are fathers in the modern day. I think they're all fat guys trying to lose weight, so it's a lot of fun supporting fat guys. Who doesn't love a good fat guy?
Everyone loves a good fat guy. Fat guy,
Just
little
us
jacket.
that.
Fat guy, little
Weekly. Links are in the description. Sir, when is your next episode dropping?
Just as that is going to be dropping. Sorry, I was looking at my thing. It normally drops on Friday, but we have to figure out our schedule. It's probably going to drop during the
how
weekend.
old is this girl? She's not even 18.
Yeah. Saturday. Probably Saturday or Sunday.
Ah, okay. So either Saturday or Sunday, George will be dropping a new episode of Just As Dads. Check that out. Links are in the description. If you want a propaganda level commercial to indoctrinate your possible followers and or customers, look no further than Phil Balabanos, the Gunther Hoggs of commercial, I guess, real estate. That's what we're going to call it. He's the commercial real estate kind of guy. He sells buildings. He sells furniture. He sells shoes.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Yeah. He sells it all for you with high quality filmmaking, unless you're too far from the stage. Then he's gonna find a fucking excuse that his lens can't zoom in or some shit like that. But if you're close, if it's like a commercial where it's one guy talking, he'll be able to do that shit. Phil Balabanos, links are in the description. He's a podcaster. He's a filmmaker, an award-winning filmmaker, and he can make an award-winning film and or commercial for you.
No, I
so that
can't.
you stop looking like
They're
a goddamn
ungrateful.
dirty peasant and you look like a professional. You get into the modern age. You saw that new hype video from the Pittsburgh Steelers? Phil didn't make that, but he could do similar things. similar things if you just give him the chance. Phil Balabanos, links are in the description. You might have trouble booking him. By the way, he's not ignoring you. It's just that he got all kinds of shit that came in at once. All these fucking corporations realized they could make more money by getting a good commercial.
It's
So
probably
he's a little
because
busy.
of all the ad placements.
Because of all the ads from over here, yeah.
This show, because
So-
this is the best ad money you can
The best ad money you can spend is over here. So because of it,
followers.
so the problem you have is, yes, his quality is good, but because of that, your bookings normally are delayed because everyone's trying to hire the son of a bitch. They don't hire him for his looks. They hire him for his skills, and thank God for that. Mr. Poseidon, the Poseidon69, Twitter and Instagram. Follow that weird person. Twitch.tv/theposeidon69. Thank you guys. New episode, 2 drink minimum, drops everywhere in 3 minutes. If you haven't seen the video last night, it was a great episode. One of the greatest stories ever told was at the end of that episode. I laughed so much with that Mike Hooker story. It was great. So check that out. 2 drink minimum. Go fuck yourselves.